Here we go. Boom. Welcome to the show, everybody. Let's get some volume. It's Mr. Boom microphone. Hey, beautiful. I'll be back to pick you up later. Anyway, welcome everybody. Merry Christmas, season's greetings, happy ho ho, happy Hanukkah, whatever you may be celebrating. What you know, the warmth of Kith and Ken. Anyway, welcome everybody. Good morning, Rach. I like the intro video. Well, we're trying to do what we do. Our good friend David Donnelly's here. Boy, oh boy, we love that guy. And all of you, really, we're so thrilled, happy to have everybody drop by. Look, I put Mazzy on the microphone. I had to readjust him. The way the Mr. Boom microphone works, it was behind, and so now I had to move him in front. So Mazzy's right there. But yeah, it's a boom for the boomer. I am. I got to admit, 4D, I am, in fact, of that generation. Born in the 1950s. Oh, vintage. I'm freaking vintage. Okay, that's the deal. And our good friend Game Day is in the house. Game Day. Holy smokes. I watched the highlights of the Seattle Rams game. I thought that was wild. And then there was a controversy of who the hell was playing. But it was like they threw the game. Like this guy he was right on, it was their top receiver. They threw the ball and he just dropped it and he was in the clear, nobody around him, number one receiver kind of thing. And it caused the over under in Vegas to go knip, boo boo. Merry Christmas indeed. Robert, good to see you. Does Robert need a hammer? Hammer of the gods. You need a hammer of the gods. How's the microphone, everyone? Let me know in the comments below. Because there's two settings on here. One is like I don't know. It's got two settings. One's for surround. One is more of a direct voice. Let me know if it's coming in clear. I want it to come in clear. I see you've decorated the guitars. That's a nice detail. That's Sue. It's all Sue. Sue's got the eye, right? She's the artist. She's the artist. Holy smoke. I got to tell you, I think no one said it better than our friend Uwe. I love Uwe. Uwe's such a good guy down in Washington State. Yeah, it was probably a Pukanuka on the Rams, but I'm not sure. Pukanuka. I don't know. He was right at the, they just had to throw. All he had to do was walk it in the end zone. It would have been all over. What fight? Oh yeah, Jake Paul's fight with what was it? Anthony, some guy. I forget who it is. Paul was outmatched, right? It wasn't even close. The microphone, for its part, is loud and clear. So yeah, I got the boom because I like to lay back here a bit, and my voice comes in and out when I put the microphone further away. So I have it up closer, and then I don't want to have hands on holding it the whole show. All right, George, thank you. Anyway, so Uwe was calling me a nerd because I posted a picture of my cockpit, and that's really what I've created here. I've got a joystick, a good joystick, on my right hand, and I've got a throttle on my left. I got a space it's so subtle, Sue. When I'm looking in front of me, the spot for the keyboard holder, I can't even see it because it's all dark in there, right? Actually, I could add a little illumination. There we go. There's a little illumination. I've illuminated. Anyway, it's just fantastic. So when I'm flight simming, I can put the keyboard right up front, and then I can just punch in anything I need to, a PRN. But they call this thing a HOTAS, HOTAS, hands-on throttle and stick, and it helps suspension of disbelief so that you don't have to touch your keyboard and type Q, W, whatever. You are handling the sticks. Ladies and gentlemen, big announcement too for the channel. Nectronic, we love you, and all you people, we just love you all. We're so happy you're here. But I'm going to be on the breakfast or family table, breakfast in Oregon. Breakfast King of Loyal. I'm going to be on Marty and Oregon's program later this morning, right after pretty much almost as soon as we end this. I'm going to skip on over to Marty's place, and we're going to have a long-awaited sit down. It's been something we talked about for a long time, so I'm looking forward to it. We'll have a good talk. I have a lot of respect for Marty. I like him. He's so damn likable. He really is, and well deserved. So yeah, head over there. There's a link. You can bookmark that or do whatever you need to do so you know not to miss it. You come on over and support Marty, and I'm sure he'll have some good questions for me. So a lot happening this Christmas. I'm really into. I got bit by the flight sim bug. It had been many years, and it was all precipitated by the fact that Sue was saying, Rach, I don't always want to be on camera and do stuff, and I just need that for my health. And I go, no problem. But I said, there is one problem. I can't open multiple tabs. So normally she's my tab girl when I need, because her little laptop's more powerful than my old onesie. Yeah, for the political show. But generally, so what happened was that we bought a new computer, a powerful computer. The guy goes, "Are you going to be gaming?" I go, no gaming. But there it was with all these horses, and I like to watch the Flight Sim DCS and IL-2 Illusion 2 Stormovic on YouTube, and they're fun and relaxing. I enjoy them. There's so much skill out there. I don't know what you're doing. Okay, great. Thank you, Sue, for that. You really made the show better. Unable to access the camera. Thank you for that. I don't know, but leave well enough alone. Leave well enough alone is my advice. Anyway, so I like watching these flight sims and stuff. Don't worry about it. It's a little haze. It's good, purple haze. And so I'm watching, and so I said, I wonder. And so I downloaded one just to see if the graphics are right. Ask the AI program. I use Grok a lot. Grok is fun. So I said, do you think the Grok will this computer, I gave it my Radeon 7 chip and everything. And it goes, yeah. And I've got a 5050 GFX, GeForce, GE, video card. And it goes, yeah, it'll do it. It'll do it. So I loaded up, first of all, IL-2, and then I took the gamble and I ordered a DCS. Yesterday, I'm pleased to announce that I purchased. Oh, by the way, I bought another game yesterday. That F-18. I like to announce it here, so I'm covered a bit. But it was the Christmas sale. It's normally 76 US. It was down to 45 US, and I bought it. Okay. Anyway, second attempt. I'm so proud of this fact. Second attempt, I landed by F-18C on board an aircraft carrier. I vectored in. The old rust started dropping. The skills, I felt supreme, confident. I made the approach. I decked it. I think I hit the third wire, which is your golden ticket when trying to land on an aircraft carrier. They have wires across the deck. You drop your tail hook and you try and get that hook to land on the third wire on the deck. Anyway, I was able to plant it. It was a beautiful job. So as Juve said, P-Town Music, that's our friend Juve, as Juve rightly posted when I put the picture out of my rig on Instagram, he goes, nerd alert. Yeah, it's true. So you could always show one of Rachel's rare records. I have a few rare records. I don't have a lot, but I have a few rare records. Chuck goes, I bought another Christmas gift to myself. Rachel. Yeah, that's the announcement. That's the announcement. I finally viewed the TV show. Scotty, what did you think? It was Firebrand. I think it's good. I think he has Greg. This is the documentary that's out on yours truly and Sue. Greg OJC's is our director, and I like it, but I worry for him. I think he took a real risk. I don't think I come off now. His editor, his sound editor, his music director, this guy said, I don't know. I don't really like any of the people. He goes, they're all obnoxious. I went, "Oh, yeah," my ego gets in. I go, "Obnoxious, what the fuck?" With all this going on, you kidding me? But anyway, um, so that's the problem, right? Yeah. When your hero of the show, ostensibly, Rachel's ghost is also the kind of the villain in the piece. Apart from the wonderful Jason Rojas, who did sterling work going after Massey and Rob, and he went after Rob too. But that's Jason's prerogative. And is it the show I would have made? No, not necessarily. Probably not at all, actually. But to credit to him, it's a bold move, and he decided to hang it all around that November 5th election date. So, so that's all there. And like I say, I come off looking pretty good. I said I feel pretty confident Trump's going to win this thing. He did in a landslide, won all 7 swing states, all that stuff. You know the story. So, but Scotty, yeah, what did you think of it yourself? As it's really the liberal people I'm concerned about. I think conservatives will handle it all right. Oh, this is a bit of a giggle. I like it. It is funny. I thought the humor came across, which I think is probably the most important thing. And I think when he gets Mello in and Mello's all sparkly and dressed up, it's kind of like, what the hell am I watching here? Right? It's surreal. So you've got that. Then you've got AGK with Thunder, and that's kind of comedic. So there's some, sublime to the ridiculous, right? Sublime to the ridiculous kind of goes. I'm going to say that I'm glad it exists. I really would rather discuss it on panel one day, not in writing. Don't want to be misunderstood. Cool, cool. You're welcome up here anytime, Scott. You know that. Storyteller, like an actor, has to find a sympathetic side to characters. But that takes about 90 minutes for this show, not half an hour, correct? Obnoxious, toxic. We're splitting hairs. Yeah, I don't see people have said that for a long time. I think it's an over abused term, toxic. Toxicity is when you're kind of meaning harm. I think you have to have ill intent. Hey, Peter, welcome back. Good to see you, man. This is Restream. I use Restream instead of what's the other one called? StreamYard. I use this one. Peter, thank you again. Peter's my newest Patreon member, and it's great to have you back, Peter. I love the support that we get from our friends. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a Patreon here, and for $5 a month, you get an extra show. And what's great about it is you get Susie Q. But really, it's just an excuse to support our efforts here on the programs. We attempt to entertain you. Operative word being we attempt to, right? We try to. I agree with all the points Jason made in the documentary. He was spot on about Wax and Massey. Thank you, Chin Chin. Chin Chin, Wax and Massey. Good morning. Yeah, Jason was pretty good. I mean, he left me out of it. Jason and I don't really have a problem with each other. I don't think we ever have. And I tease him, but I tease everybody. Hey, how you doing, Kraft and Amanda? We love you. My good friend Anthony. We love Anthony. What's all this here then, Rachel? What's all this here then? Well, we got a TV show. What I meant to say was all the best for the coming New Year to you and Merry Christmas. Greetings from cold Kamloops. We love Kamloops, the interior, the Okanagan. Good morning, Rachel, and everybody. Brandon says 2:14 here in Sydney, Australia. What a horrible time for me to get a show going when it's for our Australian friends, because I love Oz. Do you come from the land down under? The song written by a Scotsman. Funny. The ironies. Anyway, okay. So I put this up. I'm doing a sale. This, ladies and gentlemen, I bought off of PB Tall. Baby Fire. And this is the Parks Audio Tube Phono Stage preamplifier. I bought it off of Patrick, I believe, for $550 or so US dollars. I'm selling it for $450 US dollars, and I'm paying the included in that is the shipping. So if somebody's looking for a phono stage, if you've got a solid state setup and you want to warm up the sound, this thing's really easy to plug in. It just plugs into your amp. You got a couple of cords that go into your stereo. It's for record players. So if you got a turntable, you plug this in and it really does warm up the sound. Now, what I did is I upgraded my whole system. And so I'm up at with a like I don't know a $4,000 amplifier kind of thing range now. So because of that, I priced myself well out of the $450 range. But if you've got a mid-range system, say anywhere from around $1,000 $2,000 range, this thing you will actually notice a difference. It warms up the sound. And my producer, Little Sue, who's not the biggest on audiophile stuff, she even noticed a difference when we plugged this in over what we had previously. It really does warm it up, and it comes with a couple extra tubes. So if you're interested in this, 450 USD. Again, I'll pay the packaging, but something to think about. So let me know. Just drop me an email, chrysalid at shaw.ca. And there's still plenty of life left in those tubes. And like I say, I've got a couple of backup tubes for it. So anyway, there's the thing. Don't sell your soul. No, you can't do that. Do you know what? I'll tell you something. As a Christian type person, even people always talk about selling your soul to the devil. In reality, your soul also actually out of the womb, you're kind of with the doctrine of original sin. You already have your soul owned by the devil. What you need to do is sell your soul to God. So it's actually the inverse. It's you don't sell your soul to the devil. He's already got that. You need to sell your soul to God through Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. That's how you do it. Rachel, good morning. How's the weather there? Cold and rainy. A lot of rain. We got a lot of rain here. We moved out of Sydney, British Columbia, and we move into Nanaimo. Nanaimo gets a lot more rain than Sydney does. Rach, with all the equipment you have, do you consider yourself an audiophile now? Well, that's a headspace. I think audiophile, I've always tried to get the best that my dollar can get. So if that's your definition of an audiophile, then yeah, I do have audiophile grade equipment. I'll tell you that. It actually qualifies as audiophile grade equipment. And so on that level. But when it comes to recordings, I don't have the fastidious nature to go, I need to get all of the very best sounding. I need all the original master recordings, and I got to get a first press of this. I honestly, my record buying is driven by nostalgia. So, for example, if in 1973 I owned a 1967 Beatles record, I want to have that same 1967 Beatles record that I owned back in the collection. And so a lot of my purchasing is driven with that motive, with that motive. Your room looks really nice. I like your record storage. Sue and I built those. These were not here, these shelves. We built them. They're all built in. They aren't going anywhere. They are anchored to the wall. Storage room, your record shelves give me ideas of what I can build for my record collection. I got about 1,200 records. Your collection is very comparable to my own. I got 1,500 records. The vinyl tag is out this year. David Atkinson released it. One of the questions is, where do you see your record collection in 10 years' time? Do you see it growing bigger, smaller, or about the same? And my answer is it's going to be about the same. Every year I add a couple of records or so, but really I'm done. My record buying is completed. I'm done, and I'm happy, and I'm very content. I've got all my first pressing Beatles. I've got multiple pressings of Led Zeppelin. I've got multiple copies of Yes on CD, on vinyl, and I've got Cobuzz now adding to the mix, so I can hear any music, any record you care to name, pretty much, right? Pretty much with limitations. I just go here and I can stream it in high res audio. And it to me is these speakers, these Harbeth DX HL whatever they are, DHL5s, they pump out so much power, so much sound. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, Scotty's going out on a holiday outdoor market crawl today. It sounds like a lot of fun. It could be quite enjoyable. The weather is great down here, and it should be fun. Yeah, Florida weather. Come on, in winter, that's where you want to be. And Brent goes, I don't think I'll ever qualify or I'll ever be an audiophile. Not sure if I can bring myself to spend so much on equipment, but who knows? Yeah, you got to have that desire. I got ruined. I tell the story. I went to my boss's house. He was an audiophile. God bless him. God rest him. He's gone now. He had me over and he goes, what do you want to hear? And I go, well, Abbey Road. That's my kind of go to. He goes, okay, I got it. So he puts on Abbey Road, puts a glass of wine in my hand. I'm like 22, 23 years old, something like that. Yeah, be around there, 23, 24. And he had a beautiful system, hardwood floors, gorgeous speaker setup, books all around. He was quite a literate individual, well read. And he played the music Abbey Road, and I'd never heard it sound like that good. And it was jaw dropping, and it changed my life. So shortly after that experience, I went and bought the best my money could buy in 1982, and I picked up a pair of Boston Acoustic A150s. I still remember the name and the series number, right? A150s. Liquid filled tweeter. I was introduced to a whole vocabulary, a whole world, and it just absolutely rocked my world. And I loved those speakers. And they were the best things. I had these ADS M1290s, very nice speaker. I had those in, but they weren't as warm as my Boston Acoustics. These things are like my Boston Acoustic, just as warm, but on steroids. Bill K. Rachel, where are you on the mono versus stereo covering the Beatles as the way it was meant to be? I'm all mono. All mono. I couldn't agree more. The mono, you want the mono. And that's the way I feel about it. And I don't care if the stereo sounds better. If it's what the Beatles want, it's what I want. If the Beatles cared about mono, I want mono. I want to get as close to what the Fabs wanted. And ultimately, we want to get as close to what the Fabs heard in the studio when they're laying all this stuff down. Speaking of in the studio, Angelo Kelly is doing a lot of great stuff over on the Instagram. He's a legend, but you got to follow the right one. There's about 4 million Angelo Kellys out there. There's only one real Angelo Kelly, but there's a lot of imposters because he's kind of a big deal. And he's our big deal, and we love him. Dirty old town, dirty old town. He does a rip version of that, ladies and gentlemen. A rip version of that. That's so freaking good. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony, who's a bona fide audiophile. I'm a pretender. This guy's the real deal. I sold my 2014 Beatles in mono for a sale video. Sold in 10 minutes. Great price. Interestingly, I'm going to keep my Stones box. I got them both. There's my Beatles, and my Stones are floating around in there too. There's my Beatles in stereo box, Beatles mono box, and then I think over there is the mono Stones. But I got Stones in mono elsewhere too. They're floating. I think they're behind the tree on compact disc. So, I love my rock, right? I'm a rocker. Yeah, there are about 400 Angelo Kellys in my head. I'd see a doctor about that, a good psychiatrist, Angelo. That could be an issue. That could be an issue. All right. And oldies but goodies. Don't prefer the dryer Parlophone or Capital. Oh, so do you? Do I prefer a Parlophone or Capital? A Parlophone, they're Britain, they're England. I'm an Anglophile, so if the Beatles heard the English version, I want the English version. Keep in mind, I'm an outlier because I'm in Canada. I'm a captive in Canada. I'm a prisoner in Canada. I would, speaking of selling your soul, I'd practically sell my soul to be an American. I saw the most beautiful Christmas presentation this morning. The most beautiful Christmas presentation. But anyway, yeah, and it was very pro-American, this little Christmas special thing I saw. But yeah, I'm just, I just love America. And I just think, I'm right in the middle of applying for the Daughters of the American Revolution. I got to go through a few hoops because I was adopted. My grandfather was adopted, but that's my way in, right? Through that line. But apparently, and in my favor, the Daughters of the American Revolution, patriotic organization of young ladies who have ancestry, who have a direct ancestor, fought in the American Revolutionary War. Now, in my case, I have multiple great greats that fought in the American Revolutionary War. I'm a pixie. I'm a pixie. Anyway, uh, so that's my way in, and so, but I got to get a big paper trail to put all that together, and so they can trace me to mom, to granddaddy, and then through all the way back to the 1700s. So it's kind of fun. Ivan, my kids know there's no Santa. I don't like lying to them. Okay, so this is one of the things, even. Yeah. Santa, Father Christmas, old Saint Nick. So anyway, yeah, so I'm working on that. So I'll keep everybody abreast of that. Wouldn't that be cool? And you get a card. I think you get a discount when you go into Woolworths or something. If you got a daughter of the American Revolution. Oh, I'd like to get my discount on that right alongside my old age pensioners card. Good morning, Joe. We love Joe. Joe, you're a good guy representing the great state of Georgia. You know, we won't do much politics, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm very happy and excited to see things going my way in Georgia right now. Very interesting developments there. So I'm staying tuned. 10 says, Cindy, we love you. Good morning. A beautiful Christmas tree, Rachel Sue. Sue, credit all Sue. She even picked out the kind of tree. It's already pre lit, right, Sue, with the white lights? And it's easy to put together, what you want. You don't want a difficult Christmas tree that takes 2 days to put together. Rachel, you like old movies. Have you ever seen the old movie from 1950 called DOA? Yes. With the actor Edmund O'Brien. It's a good old movie. I know the movie very well, Gary. I know that movie very well. Sue and I have seen it a couple of times. It's a good movie. If anybody doesn't know, the premise is that this guy busts into a cop's, to a detective's, well, he busts in a police station. First, it starts there, and he's been poisoned. Okay, there's no giveaway. This happens right at the beginning. He's dead on arrival. DOA. So he's been poisoned, and the whole film is, how did he get poisoned? Who done it? Who done it? And it's a classic noir, one of the great noirs, film noir, a genre Sue and I both love. We've seen so many that we start going on YouTube and we go, oh, that looks pretty good. We click on, we start watching about 10 minutes of it. When one of us will turn the other. I think we've seen this. And it's like that, isn't it? It's getting really hard for us to see a noir that we haven't seen. We own a few in the collection, like on hard copy at home. Maltese Falcon, The Third Man are permanent fixtures. Also, I got the Bogart Bacall box set. So that's pretty good. Boy, I've gone on a little bit here. Kimba, I love Kimba. There's an episode of The Golden Girls where Blanche tries to join Daughters of the Old South. That is funny. That is funny. So yeah, I'm on the other side, Daughters of the Old South. Now, is that like through the Civil War? Because my people fought. See, I've got ancestry there. My third great grandfather, Francis Stout, what a name. But he was a captain for Ohio, for the volunteer infantry, ladies and gentlemen, for the Ohio infantry. I think it was the 57th Regiment. And he fought at Vicksburg, the great famous battle of Vicksburg. So anyway, pretty cool. Now, if you ask me where Vicksburg is, I'm not sure I could tell you. It's in the old South, though. Vicksburg was one of Mississippi. Where's Vicksburg? Somebody let me know who knows the Civil War stuff. But yeah, he was down there. And fortunately, he survived the whole thing. So I have a lot of ancestry in the United States that really, worked through the whole founding of the country. What's that show? There's a show that starts out with all the ancestors fighting in every war, and they all die, and then it finally comes to the hero of our modern day show. Isn't that Forrest Gump? Maybe something like that. All the famous Gumps that fight in the wars. Anyway, It's a Wonderful Life. It's a great film. Frank Capra, Jimmy Stewart, who goes through every range of emotion you can imagine in that program. I'm going to open this up for anybody to join me because I'm just, I'm talking through my hat at this point. But I love that James Stewart did not win. He was nominated. He did not win the Oscar in 47, 48, whenever they did It's a Wonderful Life. Who won the Oscar that year? Hang on. I'm going to ask the AI. Okay. Let's do it. She says your sound is still going in and out. Okay, I'm sorry. I better look right at. Let me hang on. Is that better? That's my right on mic. Okay, let me go. Okay. Okay. Hey, what year did James Stewart do A Wonderful Life? It's a Wonderful Life. And who won the Oscar for Best Actor that year?
1946 for the release, even though it bombed at first. Best Actor went to Frederick March for The Best Years of Our Lives.
Okay, so Frederick March wins the Oscar that year, but I dare Frederick March to go through all emotions, a range of emotion that Jimmy Stewart went through. Where she says that's worse. Bring the microphone closer to your face. Hang on. I got buttons. I got buttons to button. Me. Anyway, the sound is bad, says Scott. Okay, worse. Okay, now, okay, how's this? Boy, I don't want to be touching this. I just want to fire and forget it. Maybe I got to get a new mic, high end microphone if I'm going to be doing this business. Maybe that'll be the next thing. Where are you going, microphone? Anyway, so 1947, James Stewart. Okay, press the button again and learn some damn mic control, Richard. You son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Now I'm trying to tell my James Stewart story. So James Stewart in A Wonderful Life goes through such a range of emotion. There's, kids, don't you know me, Mary, right? And so there's hope. There's a lot of hope in there. One day I'm going to go, I'm going to travel the world with my National Geographic magazine. Okay. And then he goes through despair. And he goes, where's the money, Uncle Charlie, you old fool? Hope I'm not giving away any plot points. You old fool. And, and he's frustrated. And he goes down the stair and the stairs and it shakes and it causes a problem. And he's shaking. Help me, Clarence. Help me. Okay. Holy smokes. We got Kreiner in the house. He's in pitch black. And my good friend David, safe and sound Texas with better lighting solutions. With a beautiful camera and great hardware, stereo, soft focus in the background. Beautifully done, David. Merry Christmas to you both, gentlemen.
Merry Christmas.
Good morning.
Yeah, Bill, what the hell's going on, Kreiner? Are you in a blackout situation?
Well, it's just raining like crazy out here.
It is raining. Holy smokes, cats and dogs. Anyway, so Wonderful Life. So Jimmy Stewart, he goes through anger, happiness, sorrow. Those men died, George Bailey. What? Well, my brother, he died. And oh, Clarence, help me, Clarence. Hey, look at me. I'm giving out wings to little pixies. And I love that great scene at the bar.
Sheldon Leonard,
who became a television production
huge.
Legend.
Dick Van Dyke. Huge.
He's huge. He's great. David, speaking of Christmas, were you able to see the Trump Christmas? Sue put a link to it out there.
I just watched it. I actually did.
I brought a tear to my eye. It's quite sweet. I don't know. For people like us, we just love it. Anyway, it's great to have you. Bill, so the rain is actually causing trouble with the lighting situation in Eureka?
No.
Okay. All right. We're just wondering what's going on there. Gentlemen, do you have, we'll go to Jack first, or Bill. Bill, what's happening with Christmas albums? Do you have a favorite Christmas album all time? Your go-to. You got to play it every Christmas.
I kind of deflect because you just caught me, and it would be Bing Crosby's White Christmas.
I've got that. I've got Bing. I've got that in my own collection. Do you know what? I got a full disclosure on it, Bill. It doesn't go the distance for me as an album. Like Bing starts to bore me after a while. Okay. I get a little what's the word? NUE. NUE. That's our Scrabble word of the day. NUE. Okay. I get a little NUE from too much Bing. Like I prefer Dino. Dino's got a little more pep, a little more zazz. But White Christmas. What do you love about it, Bill? That brings a tear to your Christmas eye.
Well,
don't trip over anything in the dark there. There we go. That's going to be safe.
Well, basically, it'd be that, and another would be Nat King Cole would be the other one. I don't really know if I have any examples in my record room right at the second. Gosh.
NUE. NOE. I'm Henry the Eighth. I am. Thank you, Jen. She's better on pronunciation than me. If there's a word to butcher, I will butcher it. Okay, let's be clear about that. Okay, this great old Christmas tree. Hold on. They look reversed to me. The boys look reversed. Jack, let's flip you. Okay. Now hold up your album.
Oh, well, you said NUE, and I saw Who's Next was.
Yeah. All right. Well, show the album. I mean, it's a big one.
Okay.
Gotta move it closer to your face. You'll never miss. There you go. Okay, you done good. I like the sound effects. Sound effects.
Yeah.
It's a big TV show here, David. So we love our sound effects. If you're going to show an album, definitely try and accompany it with a couple of good sound effects. David, for you, favorite every year Christmas rolls around, you got to put it on the old turntable.
I think it would be the Carpenter's Christmas Portrait.
Oh, Christmas. Okay, now what kind of, is there a favorite song of Jack Frost nipping at your nose? Would you have a favorite song that Karen and Richard perform?
Merry Christmas, Darling, which is a non-traditional.
Merry Christmas, Darling. Okay, I don't know that one.
And there's a runner-up, album by a lady named Twyla Paris. She was a Christian artist in the 80s. It's called It's the Thought, and it is a really wonderful Christmas album.
Okay, Bing Crosby brings an authentic factor, especially if you got him on a 78. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Kreiner's got another record. There it is. Look at all the stars.
Jeez.
It's just a compilation of something I had found.
Yes.
But, what was it? Gosh, what was it? Dean Crosby sings, or Bing Crosby sings White Christmas, of course. Frank Sinatra, Jingle Bells. Dean Martin, Winter Wonderland, Nat King Cole, The Happiest Little Christmas Tree, Michaela Jackson, Silent Night, Holy Night. And then it's on the bottom of it, there's Elvis Presley, Santa Bring My Baby Back to Me. Well, I've not heard that. I picked this one up for like a quarter. And I thought it was pretty cool. And of course, there's some Dean down there, but I don't.
Yeah, Dean Martin's my favorite Christmas singer. Nobody beats Dino for me.
I don't really have anything much. Yeah, guys haven't seen. Oh, yeah, these are, if you remember right, these are the copies of your record stands that I made. Okay. Your recommendations.
Yeah, let's take a look. Okay, they look really good. Holy smokes. Now, did you anchor those into the wall, Bill?
No.
Okay.
I don't think they have much area to move. They're pretty well weighted, and they've been through 2 earthquakes here. if you
Okay.
can recall.
If they aren't going to fall after 2 earthquakes, they're probably going to be good for you.
Yeah.
Stunty proof.
Yeah, Stunty. Boy, Stunty sure had a tough lesson to learn there, didn't he? Okay. Holy smokes. So we got Wolfie with us, watching me on the dashboard. Us watching himself on the dashboard. It's Wolfie. New York City. Superheroes in New York City? Okay, what's going on there, Wolfie?
Hey, Rachel, how are you?
Wolfie, we love you. Happy Christmas, lad.
Wait a sec. Can you see me all right? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, well, a little louder would be good. Maybe I can boost you from here. I'll try and give you full max. Okay. Don't worry about it. I boosted you.
Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to watch the show at the same time on my phone, but I don't know if that'll work.
We got
Can
black. We got a black void, which many people say this show is really pretty much all about.
A black void.
It's just some sort of black void. Whacked out on some Mexican crap called chow chow. All right. So anyway, Wolfie, what's happening, buddy? Okay. Well,
that was subtle.
Wow, that was interesting. I've offended him. Something I said, perhaps superheroes in New York City. That could have been a thing. Look at Bill. He's just on a tour right now, looking through the records, doing the whole thing. So David, what's Christmas like at your place? Do you have like kids, grandkids, all that sort of thing, or what's happening?
It's relative to when our kids were young. It's really quiet because most of our kids are married, and obviously they're all gone, and so they have stuff at their house.
Out of the house,
yeah. So we tend to do something after Christmas when we can all get together.
When everybody can get together. Now, are all the kids in the Grand State, the Lone Star, Texas?
All but one. One's in Vienna, Austria.
Oh, Austria! Holy smoke! I assume he or she is a violinist with the Austrian Philharmonic.
No, he's actually a jazz drummer.
Jazz drummer with the Austrian Philharmonic. Absolutely. Look at Wolfie. You're adorable.
There he is.
Okay, hey, good morning and Merry Christmas to everybody. Can you hear me?
Merry Christmas, Wolfie. I love you so much.
You.
And it's always a pleasure to have Dave and Bill. Nice, fresh faces. It's good for the show, good for the audience. David, what prevents you from coming up more often? How come we don't see you as often as we'd like?
It's timing more than anything, because I'm going to be going to church here shortly. I can only get up for a few minutes. So, and then Tuesday afternoons, it just kind of depends on what's going on.
Yes.
But
okay, listen, Mazzy, we're trying to get as many angles worked out as we can. We're dealing with a lot of us are elderly here. Okay. We're still trying to get the 12 noon to go away on our VCRs. Okay, it just keeps flashing annoyingly. Wolfie, how are you? What brings you into the show today? I'm glad to see you.
Well, as you can tell, I'm in a car.
You sure the hell are.
I find myself doing something that I always see a neighbor of mine doing. He lives in the same building as mine, and he always has this, parking in New York City is a whole, you could do a whole episode on that.
Oh, yeah.
It's horrible, especially with alternate side of the street parking. On a regular week where it's not suspended, I have to make I have to make sure my car is properly parked 4 out of 5 days. So I just
this is insane. Now I remember, like even Seinfeld, a New York-based sitcom, had an episode. They did a couple of parking episodes, but the one in particular where the parking spot it was primo parking, and the deal was I can't get in there to park, and they had it all set up, and it was very funny. But it's no funny. It's no joke to a real New Yorker is trying to find a place to park, because it's one of the most frustrating things for a human being, wherever you are in this grand old world of ours, to try and find a half-assed decent parking spot.
Right. So when you live in a neighborhood, like I know this neighborhood now years and from trying to park. So I go around a couple blocks where I know the likelihood of finding an empty spot is going to be.
Yeah.
But there's one frustrating guy a block down who's a super in a building, and he lives there, and he's a motorcycle guy. So the most frustrating thing is he keeps a bird's eye view on a street, and the second a spot opens, he illegally puts up cones, reserves a spot, and then like parks his Harley, like the full
What a
length.
jerk!
He
Yeah.
does that. So going down that block, when you think you see an empty spot and it's near his building, you just don't. There's going to be a motorcycle.
This is horrible. This guy is an animal.
Okay, so what I was going to tell you, there's a guy in my building. The reason I'm in a car, there's a guy in my building, and I think he makes money on the side just from working the parking hustle. He's retired, right? So I always go. There's downstairs next to me is a Vietnamese restaurant.
Okay.
Right? It's pretty. Well, forget it. Okay, so So this guy's always on the corner in a primo spot. He's got a newer car. And he's always just sitting in his car and, hanging out. He always, we'll stop, we'll talk. And, we'll talk about cars and stuff like that. He's a retired vet. So anyway, he has a deal worked out with the owner of the restaurant that he saves that spot for the restaurant owner. And then I guess maybe he just goes and hangs out in his car, but he likes hanging out in his car more than his apartment because he's got the whole entertainment system on.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm happy because I'm now joining him in this present car as being the nicest spot I've been in.
Okay. Whoa.
I got into a new car.
So what you're telling me is Christmas has come early in New York.
Yeah,
Christmas has come early.
It was about time because I finally got rid of my turn of the century car, a 2003 sedan. And it was a long base. It was a nice one, but from 2003, I just wouldn't take care of the outside. But what was reliable about it was the engine and its perkiness. It was a powerful car.
Yeah, big engine.
But the problem with that one was, believe it or not, New York City rats.
Oh, I've heard about these.
The thing is, for some reason, I had an Acura, right? 2003. Yeah. And the rats, for some reason, found the wires on that particular model, or maybe it's the whole brand, but that whatever wire was tasty to them.
Yummy.
So they would destroy the electrical systems, and there was sensors. And the worst thing,
Did they build a nest? Did they build a nest in the engine?
No. It would just like chew a wire and break it, and now you got a sensor that's telling you something's wrong, right, with the car.
Yeah.
And the problem in New York that you don't have in some states, because some states have more freedom, it's an extensive yearly vehicle inspection process, right?
Hey, Mark Anthony.
Hey, Mark.
The way they do the inspections, they put a sensor in the car, and the computer tells him what's wrong, and he's got to clear all these buttons, either fix them, address them, or clear them somehow in order to pass inspection. And if you don't pass inspection, you got to put the car away until it does. Otherwise, it's like $60 a day.
They expect results in New York.
Yeah, well, the meter maid will be more than happy to slap a ticket on you.
Outer Dusty's in. Okay, this is interesting. Rats eat, and this is our good friend. We love him so much. Holy smoke! Is the brand? He's got a brand rename. Flow State. He's a powder Dusty. Welcome, Dusty. Merry happy Christmas. Mark Anthony K joins us. This is the mind, the creative force behind Project Gemini. I've got a Project Gemini collection, and I'm getting another vinyl added to it sooner than later. Mark, what's going on? So happy to have you. It's been too long.
Yes.
Give me an update on you and your world.
Well, I just wanted to say
he's reversed himself. He got himself worked out.
So can you hear me okay?
We hear you fine.
Okay, so I wanted to say, first of all, Merry Christmas to everybody out there, and Rachel and Sue. I think you got my card. I think I can see it on your tree.
Your Christmas card. Is it in the tree? Have we put in the? It's in the tree right
yeah,
now.
I could have sworn I saw it there, so I was very pleased to see that.
Yeah, here, let me entertain you. Okay, is
There
it
it
one
is.
of those in there? This one,
The top one and top right.
Santa waving.
Yeah.
All right, Mark. Yeah, you're in the house. Thank you so very much for that. Obviously, it's something you didn't have to do, but we certainly appreciate.
But it's one of those things that I used to do a lot as part of my Project Gemini thing. I used to send out cards to a lot of my supporters, and you being a very important supporter of my music, I figured that you needed to get a card again, of course. So I've been keeping busy. I'm working on the vinyl release of the new record, The Dark Days of Yesterday. I'll be starting at that in January or so. And me and Joe are working on the next Dark Monarchy record. David Donnelly and I are working on something that we're kind of keeping a little quiet now, but I've also worked on his Peaceful Cacophony stuff. Right. Yeah, and I'm working on the Peaceful Cacophony stuff with him. Obviously, I've done some of that stuff with him.
Yeah, and he's
so
very
it's gonna be a
grateful
busy
to
year.
you. Mark, he's super grateful, and he's bragged about your mix in the private chat on the Patreon channel that we have. And it's just we're so happy that you and David have gotten together and formed a friendship and a collaboration musically. So tell us about the new album for people that don't know. This is an interesting title, The Dark Days of Yesterday. It sounds somewhat foreboding. What went into it? What was the inspiration for it? Because an artist needs inspiration. I know you got a social conscience for things, so it's always interesting to see what you come up with next.
Yeah, so The Dark Days of Yesterday kind of reflects on my own personal stuff. I mean, thankfully, as in the title, it's stuff that happened in the past, like of myself. So without getting too specific, I tried to keep it a little generalized so that other people could refer to it as well. And it's just about some of the bad stuff that happened in my life earlier on, and just trying to find some sort of way to look at the negative and turn it into a positive, right? I mean, you can't dwell on all those things, otherwise you'll be living under a dark cloud your whole life, right? So I kind of also found it's kind of therapeutic to kind of write about this stuff, because once you get it out of your system, I feel that you can also kind of put it away a lot easier altogether. So writing the album really helped with getting over a couple of things that were still bothering me about stuff that happened in the past, and I feel a lot better for it.
Did I apologize?
And you've had nothing to do with it.
Wow,
Rachel. Nothing but stellar.
Because I'm
you've been a very stellar person.
This would be a good thing, Mark. That's fantastic. So if I'm hearing you right, and I think David's going to be a step with me with this, this is your Plastic Ono Band album. This is you leaning up against Yoko on a tree.
Yes, I guess you can say that. That's a pretty good comparison, actually.
I'm a Beatles
and to
fan,
be
so
honest,
I kind of go there, right?
That is in fact my favorite John Lennon record.
I think critically, I think there's no argument from anyone that it's clearly his greatest artistic statement. Whether in the Beatles or out of the Beatles, it's so raw, it's so brutal, it's so honest, exercising those personal demons.
Yeah, and it turned out really good sonically and production wise. I'm really pleased with it. So I'm looking forward to getting that out on vinyl too, because the vinyl always turns out really, really well. Train Records does a fantastic job with making the vinyl pressings of that.
So it's great that this album's out. How many songs are on the album? Because you're a prog guy, so one song could go more than eat up more grooves and say your typical 45 might want to prog.
Yeah, this one has 5 songs on it, 3 on side A, 2 on side B. On the CD version, though, there's a bonus song, because that song I couldn't add onto the vinyl. It would have been way too long, and I don't like making 60-minute vinyl records. They sound like crap, so I don't do that. But yeah, it's 5 songs, 2 sort of long ones, like 9 minutes plus. Right, and the rest are the usual 6 minutes or so. But the funny thing is, I already have the next record done, recorded, mixed, mastered, ready to go. So that'll come out later.
Have you got a title for it, or is it just a working title right now?
it's actually to let you know, and actually you're going to be the first one to hear this. So you got a breaking bit of news here. It's going to be the prequel to In the Year 3073, which is going to be called In the Year 2073. So it's going to be the prequel story to what happened that led up to In the Year 3073.
Okay, so
In
this
the
is
year
very
2525.
well. That's yeah. Who was that? Part Evers, and
Zager and Evans.
Vigor and Evans. Yeah, that was
Zager.
Fager. That was a huge. That thing was all over the
RCA
radio back
record.
in the day. Yeah, David, that was all over. You couldn't get away from that record back in the day.
It's a little before my time.
Oh, it's quite a bit before your time. We're talking like 1968, 69,
68, 69, somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
Royce, Merry Christmas to Royce in the house. Royce, great to have you here. Holy smokes, a big fan.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, I wanted to say just one thing. I wanted to put my 2 cents in on the old, Christmas records. Yes. My favorite Christmas album is actually Merry Xmas. It's an album that was put out with all these guitar players playing Christmas music, like Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, Alex Lifeson, all these guys, and it's instrumental, obviously, right? But you have Steve Morse and all these guys, and it's fantastic. If you love guitar playing and instrumental music, they do some great versions of Christmas standards.
Holy smokes, I love this. Lovely to see Safe and Sound is no longer banned after a review of the movie. David, so have you seen the movie? Have you seen that?
No, I didn't. Actually, I didn't see it. And on the stream I was on, I said that I hadn't seen it.
Yeah. So, well, I was just wondering in the interim period of that time, whether that had come along. Okay.
Anyway, I've got to run. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yeah, let's do your link. Let's talk about your link before you fly out the door. You've got a quick few seconds. David, what's going on here?
Yeah, I started a Monday evening stream last week. I had on Dave Rawlings and Gary Sahlstrom last week from Paramount Pressing.
Yeah.
And Novice Nick and I have about an hour and a half stream before Jason has his social VC club. So join us if you can.
Social VC Club. So you're entering the arena.
That's his. Yeah, I'm before his show. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. So that's pretty good. So you're like the warm-up act for Jason.
The warm-up act, right?
Holy smokes, that is crazy. Yeah. Well, I understand that role. I'm the warm-up act for Marty.
Where's the hook?
Marty in Oregon, the family breakfast.
There you go.
Anyway, David, I hope church is edifying and that the pastor speaks under the anointing. That's what you want, so that your spirit can be enriched and empowered at the season of rejoicing.
Very good. Thank you all. Have a Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right. David, Safe and Sound, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, is a good friend of ours. All right. Thank you, David. Thank you, Texas. There you go.
Okay, Rachel, I'm gonna have to head out too. Right. I gotta get ready for a few things, but I wanted to also.
We're all squished.
But I wanted to mention one thing really quickly before I go as well. I'm also having the pleasure right now of working on Marty. Marty in Oregon,
our good friend. Yes.
On his latest, he's going to be putting out an album, a vinyl record. So, and I've been mastering it for him, and it's really, really good. I've had a great time working on it, and I think people are going to be very surprised of how great
it's
this
good,
record
isn't
is.
it? I heard the
raw
mixes, so I know once it gets the Mark Anthony K treatment, it's going to be that much better. So I look forward to purchase. I'm going to buy that off. I don't want a gift. I don't want Marty to go. I'd like him to sign it. That would be kind of but I want to buy it and then and do that, make that happen. Okay, Marty, we'll try. Wolfie will try and get you back up here again.
Okay, so that's it for now. I wanted to say hi because there's been a lot of times I've heard you say, I wish you'd come up. So I wanted to come up before Christmas to say Merry Christmas. But after Christmas, I do plan to come up a couple more times and talk to you about music-related stuff and other.
I want to promote the album, make sure it gets in the hands of as many people as we can. Because it's an investment, right? That's what it's all about. And Marty's here with us, and so Marty sends his thanks, his gratitude towards you.
You're welcome, Marty. Okay,
take care,
Rachel.
Mark. Great to see you. Holy smoke! This is, I really like the show when we do have people come up for a little bit, hang around, and keep it moving because I think it makes for good broadcasting. And nothing settles down. I mean, I probably get very tiring for everybody, but it's nice to see a little variety.
You get
People come
different
up
point of
and
views.
yeah, exactly, Bill. And so, and then they could share their records or talk what's on their heart, whatever the it concerns or whatever's exciting and motivating them. We love to see it. Is it true? It's a gangster rap album to appeal to Mazzy. Gangster rap? What the hell?
For Mazzy?
My God. This is a horrible comment, Rishi. Holy smokes.
Rachel, can you hear me?
Hey, Wyo Dave.
I can hear you really good, Wolfie.
Oh, okay. I won't monkey around with the settings anymore. I'm all new to this restreaming thing, so I'll just leave it as is.
It's
I can't
essentially
even
the
see
same.
myself there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Satan's
right.
joined us. Hi, Satan. Welcome to the show, Satan. You're a lovely friend. Anyway, and Satan's got a wrench and everything. Zatoichi, I love you. I told you it wouldn't go over well. What? Beatles? Zatoichi, I can't believe it. Zatoichi has come out, the blind warrior, the blind swordsman, and he's down on the Beatles. Very hurtful. Novice Nick is with us. Novice Nick, you just got a big shout out from David, safe and sound Texas. So you have now thrown your hat into the arena of live broadcasting. I'm so proud of you for doing that, Novice. Restaurateur by day, or exotic dancer by night. A lot of people.
I thought that was ATK.
Was that ATK? Exactly. Holy
ATK.
Remember that, Bill? They had the flash dance. She was a welder, a construction worker by day, but then she'd become a hot, sexy dancer at night. Fantastic.
Sorry, that thing just cracks me up.
It all took place in New York. Wolfie probably sees this sort of thing every day, where you have a welder, maybe a contractor, a riveter, Rosie Riveter, but she's an exotic dancer at night, where she wears something skimpy and puts the water on her and all that kind of fun stuff.
Hey, Rachel, you know what?
Yeah, what?
I'm sorry. Was it being gross? I saw a series of interesting videos last night on my feed.
What did you see?
Okay, it triggered me when you said a welder or a construction worker or something.
Yes.
It was a guy, and some of them are bad, but the good ones, the ones I liked, he was dressed as a construction worker, and they have a free piano and electronic keyboard out in the middle of the street.
Hold on, I think I'd say, hold on, Wolfie, right there before okay. So you're saying a guy was dressed like a construction worker. Was there a guy, perchance, dressed like an engine in New York next to the construction worker, and maybe another guy dressed like a cop?
No.
That sounds awful familiar to me, Wolfie.
You see, I don't know how much of it is a setup, but I think like one thing that was a thread throughout all the videos, it was just really hot girls in short skirts or tight clothes or fashionably. But it was in the middle of the street. But the thing is, I think I know where it was. It was somewhere in Los Angeles, like in a ritzier. I mean, there's a Target. You can see a Target in the background, but it looks like a nice little mall or a strip. So what it is they have a keyboard set up in the middle of the walkway, and this guy comes up. He was dressed as a construction worker, and it was apparently they had a sign "Play Me," and like hot girls would be just noodling away on this electronic keyboard, and he'd come in and says, "Hey, listen, would you mind if I tried that?" And says, "My nephew's been trying to teach me a song." Right, so he comes in and he starts playing something like Chopsticks or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star really bad.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And the girl starts making a face like, "Oh gosh, this is terrible." And then all of a sudden he just he's a professional piano player. So it's a prank video. And he just launches and takes
suddenly what's horrible becomes beautiful.
Yeah, and it's funny because they do close-ups of the people's faces when they first hear it, because he's got a nice amp by him, so apparently it sounds good. And they show people in the background. People just almost stumble into each other, tripping over themselves, looking back. people start instantly whipping out their cell phones, filming them. You know?
Well, careful when you say whipping out. Given the context, Wolfie, we try and run a clean show here. It's family show, trees, and the children love it. So,
Hey, can I ask you, Rachel?
yes.
Growing up, were Christmases in your family like a quiet family time, or was it raucous?
It was raucous. Raucous because of me. I'm a crazy extrovert. I'm like Ed Grimley from SCTV, the little boy that could not wait for Christmas. Is it time yet? Get the hell back to bed. And so I was like that. I wanted to open the presents. Can we open them yet? Can I open one before tomorrow? No. If you open them, because I'm not Catholic. If I was Catholic, I was so jealous of my Catholic friends, although they had to go to midnight mass. Yeah, they had to go to midnight mass. So after mass, they come home and then they'd have their Christmas. I had to wait till the next day to open my stuff.
Because
and I love Christmas, my favorite holiday, because I love getting stuff. Okay, so I love getting stuff. I love
my Christmases were. I'd have to put them also in the raucous category.
Boy, I'd be disappointed if they weren't.
But I really appreciate them. They were actually a very, very fun type of year, even though internally I kind of objected to it. And what I mean is, I like now, for years, I always enjoy Christmas Eve, but I make it a more quiet family type thing, because it does have religious significance, right? And you're happy because Christmas is coming. So I like the quiet, with a plain, sort of not over decorated tree. I like green ones, a traditional one that it looked like it came out of the 60s, right?
Yeah.
But I grew up in a Spanish home, in a Colombian family, right? And Christmas time in Colombia is just probably the most joyous and raucous time in the country. In fact, there's a saying that's come out recently in the last couple of years, because September, it even works in English, but it sounds real cool in Spanish. The saying says it means it's September and December is starting, but in Spanish it has a flow, and it's a happy flow because
give us the Spanish version.
And I sped it. Okay.
Hold on. I think I know it. Is it Feliz Navidad? Feliz Navidad. Is that kind of like that?
No. En septiembre comienza el diciembre.
Oh, siempre. Siempre. I know that. It's like forever.
No. It's a September. In September starts December.
Oh, okay. So the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain.
But that's only on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So anyway, get it? It just means people start celebrating early. You know? I mean, and really people they make a lot of funny videos and stuff has come up. And people, people start getting psyched because September reminds you that December, get it there, and even in Spanish, they're both. It's the first month.
Wolfie, I want to tell you that for all our drug users out there, and I know there's a number of you, Wolfie, you've got to be one of the favorite guests for our drug users, because this is just so random and so flowing. And if you're really high right now, this would just take you into a whole different level of stone. So I want to thank you, Wolfie, for bringing that, because I can see the appreciative nods.
Oh, but can I tell you what I was going to tell you about Christmas?
Yeah, go.
Okay. You see, being Colombian, and my parents just took it to another level, because my dad was pretty much a party animal, let's say, right? So in the expat Colombian community in the 60s in New York. Colombians would know each other, and they carried on the traditions of the country, meaning that the 24th was not a stay-at-home, quiet Christmas, religious Christmas. It was an excuse for a party, an all-out bash till the a.m. You know, same thing obviously for the for the 31st, but that's more worldwide. But 24th, and the way I enjoyed it, when we had those types of when we went to parties, all the parents would bring some of the gifts for their kids, because there was a lot of us kids, and it was a time where I hung out with the most kids.
That is the joy of Christmas.
And I would see the
kids
same kids
get with other kids is just excitement.
And see, the thing is, I grew up with a lot of the same kids, especially one close family. And well, anyway, it just leads into, the whole first kiss, type stories, what I'm saying, because there's fond memories of coat rooms, bedrooms piled up with everybody's coats on top, sneaking in there.
Holy smoke. I see Norman Mouse. I don't know if we're going to get him on camera today. Sometimes he goes shy. He had a big out. He had Stones versus Beatles, and I was very sad. Harry told me, broke the news, sad news. It looks like the Rolling Stones defeated my beloved Beatles. But it was a bar crowd, and so there was a lot of alcoholics. And them alcoholics, they will go with the Stones every time. Okay? Because the Beatles are more family friendly, like this program. So there's that. Holy smokes. And we got Sandwich Time is back. Sandwich Time, if you don't know, is very big on sandwiches. Kreiner, do you have a favorite sandwich, a go-to sandwich for you?
Well, I would go with a sandwich. If I had my druthers, a good pastrami on rye.
Pastrami on rye, that is a classic. That is an absolute American classic.
With a pickle.
Okay, speaking of pickles, here he is, Norman Maslow.
I got a favorite.
The loser out of the Stones Beatles contest, Massey coming up.
Hello, Wolfie. Hello, Bill K. Yeah, the Stones will win in a bar fight. Okay,
that is horrible.
But that's okay.
The Beatles, it's almost causing me to
go home, you chill out after, and the Beatles are the way to go. But that's
this is an existential crisis for me. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all
happening. Street Fighting Man.
Holy moly. Hello. It's all happening.
Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Scotty.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
How you doing, buddy? It's good to have you back. It's been a long time, Satoichi.
Yeah.
No, I lost track of you. Your channel just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, it does. It has a habit of doing that. Don't get me going. Scotty, welcome.
Hey, Scott.
So you watched the documentary. Now that you're here, you can expound upon what you liked about what you didn't like. I don't like that Rachel person, but that Massey sure was good. I think Greg's got his hands full on this thing. I think it was a real brave thing to do, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So your opinion is going to be really interesting on this.
Well, I'm glad it exists. I'm really glad, because it's kind of like a capsule for the future. People can look at this and see what the VC or just YouTube culture was like at this time. But I just felt, I understand that there's constrictions in terms of budget and all that kind of stuff. I just felt that I felt a little like the ending was kind of weird, but I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. Did you laugh at any point during it?
She sees dead people at the
end. I laughed at a lot of the parts where everybody was screaming over each other. That was hilarious to me.
That's like funny. Every fucking day.
I know. So somebody not watching it is probably scary, but I thought it was hilarious because I said, this is what it is. But I thought the ending was weird. I just thought it needed a real ending, and I don't think it ended properly. That's my thought on it.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. I mean, if it was maybe 45, maybe had another 15 minutes and had some kind of solution. I did like your backstory, though. I thought he really delved into that, but I wanted to know more.
Yeah.
But that's for
It's
you to
hard, right?
that's a different documentary probably. So
It's
you
the
know.
whole thing is difficult, Scott, because of the time parameter that he was like Greg envisioned something like initially he said like 15 minutes. He threw out that kind of number. I said
Mhm.
you gotta do it more than 15 minutes, man.
Yeah.
You gotta go
Well,
at least a half hour.
nothing against Melody, but they could have cut that shorter and given
I
more of the
agree.
more of the narrative instead of that
Well,
whole song. You know.
yeah, you're so right. And here's the other thing. Even though Rob's punchline to follow up on it is comedy gold, because I mean, we all, kind of, go through it. But
Yeah.
here's the deal. What I liked about it is that the humor in the show, to me, came across.
Yeah.
And and
I
I
agree.
think if he had wanted to make a film that would have had more quote mass appeal, he should have kind of crucified us. Like, try, maybe put more effort in making me look like a raving lunatic or something. But I
I
think
just
I told Marty, I said my IQ's too high. I don't think it's possible for you to do it.
I just felt that people who don't know the culture, don't know the VC, don't know you. I mean, I think they get a little ripped off at the end. I mean, they just need some kind of something to give it a solution. There was nothing. It just kind of ended. It was
Yeah.
kind of weird.
It
You
ended
know.
like every day ended, and I guess maybe because
Yeah.
we were there, we thought
We're
there'd
used
be-
to that. Exactly.
We thought there'd be an explosive ending, and at least something that says the show shuts down
Yeah,
forever.
exactly. Some kind of epitaph at the end in
Yeah.
writing,
I
something. You
I
know.
agree with that.
Yeah. That's the only
Yeah.
problem. That's the only negative I have, and that's why I didn't want to say it online because people start to say, "Oh, he's just being an asshole" or whatever. I don't want to
No
be
one
like that.
reads you that way, Scotty. You're too damn nice. Nobody's going to say that. But this is true. I feel strongly about this. I still have not watched the dog. That's too bad. You're going to have to wait. I don't know where you're going to be able to see it. It's now pulled
Yeah.
off the net. So maybe next fall.
But I'm
something
glad I saw it though. I'm glad I saw it. I'm glad it exists. That's what I'm
and
saying.
I'm glad
You know.
it's not for me, but for Greg, right? He put his nickel in it. He saw something. I think he likes the way you, myself, Mazzy, Bill, Wolfie, and even God bless him, Zatoichi, we all interact with one another, and he finds that human interaction an interesting draw. He just needed something to hang it all on. He chose,
He needed
for
me.
better or worse, the political thing, right?
No, I'm kidding.
Hey, just
Okay,
to clear up
yeah,
about the Beatles, I just wanted to say that, I do like some Beatles songs. I'm not totally against them. It's just that they were kind of like before my time, if you know what I mean.
Is there a secret camera photographing you? Are you just in a room with a camera off, like in the corner
Well,
of the room?
Zato has preferred a third quarter artistic shot for him.
It's a teddy bear.
Zato, I noticed that you're taking a 3/4 perspective on yourself. Is that part of your own artistic drive expressing itself, Zato?
I don't know.
Because it's an interesting question. Look at you. Just look at your fine self. See, we're getting there to 3/4, and then you look handsomely over to your, I guess, your left. And yeah, like that.
He
and
looks
then
like he's in a hotel room waiting for the
Yeah.
FBI to break in.
That's
This is my lair. My nickname is the Creature, and this is the Creature's lair.
The creature.
The creature or the preacher?
The preacher.
Creature.
Okay, preacher. Because that
No,
reminds me.
not preacher. Creature.
Creature,
A
like
creature.
Hold
Creature.
on. Creature from the Black Lagoon.
It's a
That's
creature
creepy
feature.
right there. You have a white van with no windows?
No, sir, I do not.
Ooh.
Oh, this man. Mazzy.
Ooh.
Ask the
We're
hard
not going to
questions.
abduct
Hey,
children.
Rachel.
You got to ask the hard questions.
Okay.
Then you got to look out your window, Mazzy. You might be there.
Oh,
No, Bill Kay is out in front of my house.
holy shit, look at that.
Hey, Rachel, are you up or anybody up for a movie recommendation, but nothing to do with
Yeah, we're
Christmas?
always up for movie
Just
recommendations around here.
Do you like action movies, like B action almost?
You know,
like
full
Tarantino
disclosure,
almost,
I
or
like
the movie.
gladiator movies.
Tell us.
Okay. Oh, Marty, I'm sorry, Mazzy, you'd probably know this one. Okay. Finnish from Finland, Sisu.
Oh,
Sisu,
God.
you're a
Oh,
Sisu
yes.
show. He's
And
all
Sisu,
about
I
Sisu.
just saw Sisu 2 weeks ago, and I fucking loved it.
Oh, where'd you see
In a
it?
movie theater.
Where'd
It
you
was
see
it played here for
Oh man.
It'll
Mazzy
show up.
is
It'll show up on
Sisu
video soon.
Maniac.
It
It's
take you know.
Mazzy's.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing, Wolfie. It goes Beatles, Sisu, the Birds, and the Kings. Okay,
And then the
it
Rolling
goes like
Stones.
that.
Sisu,
No, Rachel, I think you'd like it.
Sisu
It's
is
an
better than
over-the-top action
Citizen Kane.
movie.
It's the
I
best.
know, like a
it's-
lot of Nazis get the crap
It,
kicked out
it's
of them.
It's a Norwegian.
It's no, it's
Yeah,
Finnish.
no,
It's Finnish.
Finnish.
Finland.
Okay.
But there's hardly any dialogue. It's in English. The part there is dialogue. It's action movie. It's basically killing Nazis, so that's always good, right? The director, this young director, after these two movies, he's going to do the reboot, which he's perfect for, to do the new Rambo. He's going to do Rambo.
Did you
The
You know,
actor?
the
main
director who directed Sisu and Sisu
gonna do a
2.
Rambo?
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. No, but it's an over-the-top, almost cartoon type.
I
Absolutely.
love this,
You
and
know?
there's a new
But set
tagline.
in World War II. and,
Sisu loves you.
the-
Sisu loves you. Kind of a nice thing. Okay,
You know,
Bill Kreiner,
but it
we love
grabs you.
you.
It grabs you. It's a thrill ride.
yeah.
Okay. Bill, we love you. We love family. Okay, Zato, where the hell you been? What's new? What's happening in the exciting world of Zatoichi, our blind swordsman?
Oh, I got a lot of news.
Okay, let's go.
Because of doing my show, I got somebody interested in me, so now I have an online girlfriend,
Oh,
Ooh.
and we're going to meet in real life at some point, but she lives like 8 hours away from me.
Holy smokes.
I hope
Now,
she talks-
hold
I hope
on,
she
Massey.
talks
I want to
to
take it from here. Let me handle this because I have a lot of experience in this area. Gosh, is it serious? Yeah, I'd say it's pretty serious. We talk about 4 hours on each day.
I have-
Wait, does Grandma, Santo, does Grandma pay for that? Yeah,
It's
she
a
gets
joke.
kind of ticked off.
It's
Yeah,
like
I bet she does. I bet she
I hope
does.
she packs heat.
It's like a joke because a lot of guys say, "Oh, I have a Canadian girlfriend, right?" And she
Okay.
lives right on the border of Canada.
Okay, so she's on the border. She's another one of us looking to escape. Many of us are trying to get over. Now, is she in Windsor, Ontario? Because of the Detroit and the big bridge there, you can cross over.
I think Fluffy asked the right question. Is her name Thunder?
Thunder?
Oh,
Why? What does that mean?
holy shit. Okay,
guess
that
I
hits
guess you
kind of
knew
close
that.
to home around us. Zato, are you familiar with Thunder?
No, I am not.
Thunder is one of our own, one of our buddies. At night, he's a exciting photographer by day, professional. But at night, he becomes a sexy, exotic dancer with breath.
Mm.
And from what I've heard, rumors have it, even includes a vulva.
Delphine.
So this is absolutely amazing. And this is a talent. This is my friend, AGK. What? Oh, I'm sorry. He's also a cartoon. So if you're
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen that. I've seen
have
that.
you seen that? It's in
the
the
documentary.
documentary, Scott.
Is that from Second Life? That's not Second Life, is it? The Second
Well,
Life app?
There's a joke there too, Scott, but I'm not sure if it
Eh?
is Second Life.
No, because there's a lot of people who do Second Life that are like totally like conservative, and then they go on there and they're totally like wild.
They get their freak on.
Yeah, I had a woman I worked with that she was really, really like, very, very prim and proper, and then she was the biggest slut on Second Life.
Yeah, she gets it all going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he turns into what's known as an exotic anime girl.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Sato. You seem kind of straight laced, kind of down to earth, boots on the ground kind of guy. But have you ever fantasized about becoming a sexy, somewhat feline cat hybrid bat girl with wings that entertains men for hours at a time?
When I fantasize about anime, it's me holding a katana and just
More of the martial arts approach.
right.
The katana, the famous Japanese blade of steel.
Have you guys ever seen Rurouni Kenshin?
Okay, what's the reference?
It's Rurouni, Rouroni.
Rumor me.
Kenshu? I love that. You know what, Zato? I want to get that, the live action. I own 3 of the live action, part 1, 2, and 3, but I need the Netflix specials called The Beginning and the
In the
Ending.
end, yes.
Oh boy, the martial arts in that are off the charts. It's so good. So I'm a big fan. It came out of an anime originally.
Yes.
But
And it's exactly like the anime.
But I want the live action because it was done so good. I own 3 of them, but I need the beginning and the ending. That would make it terrific. It's Roweni Kenshu. And excuse me, Tokyo Brian, I'm pronouncing it horribly, but it's Roweni Kenshu. And it's so good, so great with a sword, and there's fighting and punching and love and romance.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like around here on a Friday night, so quite frankly.
If
right.
well, there's 2 extra movies, and
Sisu.
the beginning is based on an anime called Samurai X, and it's almost verbatim from the anime, and it's very good.
Okay. Yeah, hold on for a sec, Sato. I so agree with you. I want to get those. They aren't available over here right now. You got to go to Japan and buy them, and Netflix has them, but they got the rights to them. I want them on physical media. Mazzy, you're holding up Zissou. Let's show the kids Zissou.
Well, that's the new one.
That's the first one.
That's not the second one. That's Road.
Okay, let's take a look at it.
This is Sisu Road to Revenge.
Okay, here it is.
And what's the actor's name who was the villain in the first Cameron Blue movie? You know.
Yes, it's Christopher Walken.
No, the blue alien. The blue aliens. He was in the Michael Mann TV shows way back too, and he was in Manhunter. He plays the
Oh, really?
He's in that movie with the blind guy where the teenagers come and try to break his house, and he's like a samurai blind military guy.
Samurai blinded military.
I mean,
it does sound familiar.
Now, Eddie, I've got a copy of Lady Snowblood Criterion Blu-ray. It's part of the collection. I do enjoy, like Sato, I like my swords play over in Japan. I love that stuff.
What does that mean, Gary? Mazzy did you G? I don't know what that means.
Okay, let's take a look. Mazzy did you G? Let's try and work on what this.
Probably, he probably sent it too fast.
Do you know what? I think what he's trying to say, Mazzy, did you go? Like, did you go see it?
Oh, he writes the Springsteen. I didn't love the Springsteen movie. It's okay.
What did you think about it? They want to know what you thought about it.
You know, I think everyone was good in it.
I gotta go. I just heard a crash downstairs. I don't know what happened.
Okay, Sato, you go check that out. Hopefully everything's okay. Merry Christmas. We love you. Be well.
Maybe it's his girlfriend is a little eager and she got there early.
Broke the door down.
She could be a little bigger. You know those catfish situations.
I haven't seen the film yet, Mazzy. It's not playing anywhere here, and then you can't get it online either.
Which movie?
The Bruce Springsteen. The Springsteen.
It is on. It's either on Hulu or it's on.
It's not on Hulu.
It's on
HBO. I guess you got to get the H. Yeah, I don't have HBO.
It's on one of them. It's on one.
Yeah.
And also, One Battle After Another just started on HBO Friday.
Yeah.
I wish everyone could see that in the theater. It's a theater movie. It's a great movie.
All right. Speaking of theater movies, Massey, what do you think of advice like this? Never sword fight with another guy.
Well, it depends how you look at that, and I don't want to.
Yeah, there could be what's known as a double.
Depends how you interpret that question.
That's docking. That's docking. No.
That could be a double.
That's something you did in high school, maybe.
No comment.
When you're high.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris is here to help us out. Bruce starts streaming. You can watch a live stream the 23rd. Massey, do the breakdown. How'd it go last night? I love Joey Kellio so much.
It was Friday night.
And it was Stones versus Beatles.
Joey's supposedly making coffee and coming up here. I don't know where he is yet.
Oh, I want Joey, get up here. Because...
well, I would say the audience reacted more to the Stones stuff because they're in a bar drinking. It's loud. You know, you got Street Fighting Man and that. But the Beatles...
Oh, that's a good song.
I opened up the set with Magical Mystery Tour. It was a perfect opening.
Great
and
start.
The crowd
roared. Yeah. You gotta love that.
After he played his song, I came into Anytime at All with that bang, Anytime at All.
Yeah.
So it was good. And the Beatles can hold their own, definitely. But in a bar when it's loud, you know, there's a thing about the Stones, and I will totally admit that, you know.
They're more bar like any bar. Yeah, they're more bar.
They're
Band.
bluesy, they're
Okay.
bars, they're brass.
Here's the biggest surprise that I ever learned about Street Fighting Man, which is an amazing song, high drive and energy. It's acoustic, for the love of God.
Joey a link.
Those are acoustic guitars.
Joey's asking for a link.
Okay, well, Joey, can he get the one right in the here like this? Like, can he just hit that and come in?
Is it on screen? Okay.
Yeah, it's
it is.
like this. Joey, click that, and then it brings you in. Holy smokes!
Rachel,
So
let me beg off. That way, spot, all right?
Okay, Wolfie, we love you so much. New York, thank God you got a new car and you can park.
just make sure
Take care,
ice
guys.
doesn't keep your window closed so ice doesn't grab you.
Oh, stop it.
Ah.
He's a bona fide American boy.
Join
and
us.
he's
All right.
got the
Take care.
got the accent and everything. He's like, oh,
Everybody,
he's like a por favor, officerio. He's not doing that. He's going, hey, what are you doing? Get that out of my mug. Why
That's
are
my-
you on it? Why
That's
are
my
you
favorite
on
song. Right, my favorite song right
Merry
now is by that
Christmas to all.
Jonah Wells. Merry Christmas, Jonah Wells, that new
Bye.
guy. He's not
Yeah.
brand new, but he's got that song called "Join Ice." It's really good.
You know,
Okay, I got it.
Raji,
Really
that's
good.
a good
Hey, look,
idea.
we're all squeezed.
I should have thought of that, Raji. I should have put on the Gray album. I have the Gray album. I should have put that on. But I did put on, like halfway through, Walking on Thin Ice.
Mm.
Oh, you must have been feeling different at that, like challenged by, you knew it wasn't going well. You said, I got to pull it over.
That gets you up there. That's a good one. That was a good one.
Well, okay, so Helter Skelter.
Helter Skelter is a different, you know, I didn't play Helter Skelter,
Okay.
you know.
Okay, how about the Stones versus the Beatles versus the Who at the bar? If we had throw the Who in.
Well, the guy that owns the place, after we finished, we did like a 2.5 hours thing, and then
Gig, yeah.
he
Call it a
was-
gig.
He started playing Who and stuff, you know.
Did you
Joey
like
started
it?
out like about an hour, the warm up. People had a lot of French and Italian pop music from the 60s.
Talk about pop music. Talk about pop music. Okay. Okay. So anyway, the Who, that would be interesting. Who do you think would win in a bar fight with that going on? You're playing those songs. The Who, the Stones, the Beatles. Who would you go with, Scotty?
Well, for a bar setting, I would say the Stones. I'm not a Who person, so you know. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Street
I like
Fighting
their
Man.
music. I don't like Roger Daltrey. I don't.
What is
I
it?
love
Is
Pete. I love Pete Townsend though.
Oh, is it Rogers because he's got?
I don't.
a-
Yeah,
has-
Roger Daltrey doesn't do it for me at all.
Pete Townsend's my
But
favorite singer.
Sue
in the
agrees
Who,
with
that's
you.
all.
Yeah, he's
Scott.
awesome. Pete Townsend's great.
Sue
I
is
like
not a
the
Roger
versions
Daltrey
like he
fan.
did on Who's Next or Who Came First, his solo
Mhm.
album of
Mhm.
Pure and Easy, more than the
Yeah, Roger Daltrey just isn't. He just does. I get nothing from him. That's
he
just me.
belts it though.
Yeah.
Okay, great question here coming from Sandwich Time. Does Mazmataz, I love the rap, Mazmataz, know the Seattle's famous sandwich is pork?
I
Pork
did not.
pulled sandwich.
Is it from Sammamish? What sandwich would that be? I don't.
Sammamish.
Yeah,
Is it-
it's sandwich.
There's a whole
time.
story about Sammamish and my pronunciation in a deli when I first moved here. I have the
There's some
Sammamish.
history there.
Sammamish.
Yeah, there's some
Sammamish.
history.
I didn't know what Sammamish was. The area.
Wow. Yeah, Jen knows. Did you know, Massey, that Beetle Babe was a webmaster? Or she was part. She wasn't a master, but she was part of the web team for Pete Townsend, like a very small team. There was one guy, and then I think Jen, and she ran like his website and everything.
Roger's
She
a
knows
jerk.
She knows them very well. She's met them, right? Number of times she knows these guys.
I would believe that, Beetle Babe. I believe that.
Holy smokes.
He just.
Has
I
he-
don't get a good vibe from him. That's just
Has have
me.
you met a rock star that you were less than impressed with? Go, this guy is not a nice guy, or gal, or they think too highly of them. You've met a lot of people.
Yeah, but I didn't spend like hours. I met him through not meet and greets, but when I worked for the record companies or events backstage,
Yeah.
things like that. But only for a short time with a group of people. And the few people I've spent time with, never met any total assholes. There's people I got the impression were, but no.
Yeah, I met people who are like have big heads, you know, but they're actually dual. You can deal with them. Lake Street Dive, the band Lake Street Dive. Oof, man, because I deal with a lot of people at the radio station that come in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was really, really like I thought that she would be a lot more friendly, but I think this fear is Amy Mann. Really, I think she's very introverted, extremely introverted. Woo.
I love it, man.
She kind of comes across that way. She does
Mhm.
come across
She's very
introverted,
icy,
even as a
very
performer.
icy.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't like icy.
yeah,
I like
and
warm and fuzzy.
you know who's hard? I mean, you guys probably don't know who this girl is, but Jaguar Wright. She's the same for the Roots, and she's in that whole Philly
I
scene.
know who she is. Yeah. Okay.
She's a nut job, and she also she came for us one time, and she didn't have a band, so we think she got local bands, local musicians together to put a band together, and she didn't send them the music ahead of time, so they had to rehearse like really quickly the day of her show. She was bitching them out on stage.
Really? And they're just a pickup band.
In between songs, she was like cursing them out, and I was like, "What the?" People started walking out.
Oh my
God!
God!
We never invited her back. It was like,
wow, that's unfortunate because you want these stars to be lovely. You know who was absolutely really lovely, and she's gone now. God rest her. Was Dawn Wells from Gilligan's Island? Met her, warm, physically, absolutely gorgeous. Like if you've never met like an actual starlet, which is what she was, she falls that category. She got the gig on the island because she's such a little cutie hottie. And I met her, and she was an older woman by the time I met her. I mean, she was in her late 50s, early 60s. She still had it going on. Absolute doll, and so sweet and so accommodating. She was just great. Dawn Wells, ladies and gentlemen.
You made me think of Mavis Staples was the sweetest person we ever. She was the sweetest.
And
oh my God. Yeah, she's amazing. Tiny.
You gotta have
really tiny.
You got a sense of humor if your brother-in-law is Sean Penn.
Okay, brother-in-law is Sean.
Wow.
Amy Mann's married to Michael Penn.
I did not
Sean's
know that.
brother. Sean's other brother, the living brother, the musician. Yeah,
the musician. He did the one called Blue Jean, something that.
Was first. If
If
I was Romeo, and it's called No Myth.
It's
no
called
myth.
Myth. Yeah, No Myth.
No Myth.
I like that Beatles song. That's a Beatles song.
His CDs, most of our CDs are great records.
Yeah.
Okay, I like this. Now, talk about this is an amazing story. This Gwen Stefani story. I worked with Gwen Stefani for a couple of years. She's very nice and super cool. She was the girlfriend. Her boyfriend was in No Doubt. She was just the girlfriend.
The drummer, right? Yeah.
And then she took the mic one day. She's so good looking. I mean, talk about your good genes.
Yeah.
And then she became in there. You know what's weird about her though? Is she's like, I hate to say it, I think she's pushing 60 years old, and maybe she's over that. She may be 61 or something. Gwen Stefani, she's not a kid because she comes out early 90s, and she wasn't a kid then. But she's so talented, so good. And it's nice to hear that she's very nice and not stuck on herself because she went so big. She was like Blondie. No Doubt would have gone nowhere without Gwen Stefani because she was so hot. And that creates a fan base just like Blondie. Deborah Harry is
Deborah Harry's a sweethart.
Yeah,
she's really sweet. Yeah.
Okay, you met her? Have you met
Yeah.
Debbie? Tell me about Debbie because I like her.
I went on a cruise during the Pride week, and she was one of the guests of honor on the cruise around the city, around New York City.
Now hold on, I did not know that she was in fact a lesbian. This is
no.
So she's in Pride.
She's an ally. She's an ally. Yeah, she's an ally.
Kind of like Menacey is with me.
Yeah, but she greeted everybody. She went to all the tables. She was really nice, really nice. And she used to live in the East Village at that time, so you would see her in the street.
She's a hard-nosed New York girl.
Yeah.
And in fact, like I heard that they got their name because the construction guys, hey Blondie, they're yelling at her and stuff.
Amy Mann was always also on Portlandia. She played the cleaning lady, the maid.
Yeah.
Whoa. I did not know that. I like
She's
Portlandia. I've
hysterical.
not seen a lot
I
of
mean,
it.
she might. I don't know. I've never met her, so I don't know. But she might be cold and quiet and reserved. But she's pretty funny when she does.
Yeah.
She
What's
does
the
it straight.
psychology on that? Like, how do you describe? Like, Mazzy's an extrovert. What about you, Scott? Are you a natural entertainer? Extrovert?
Yeah, I am now. I wasn't when I was younger, but when I got into when I got into singing and got into acting and stuff like that, of course you break out. I mean, I was a very shy kid. I was an introvert, but I think I got into creative arts because I wanted to break out of that. And so now I'm totally out. Yeah,
Do you know who? I love that. I love that. You know what?
Yeah.
I love
In
you.
more
You know
ways
what?
than one, right?
Yeah.
Here's the guy. I love it when I can change my opinion. I've changed my opinion on two people. One I didn't like was Kevin Bacon. But Kevin Bacon did a little thing for SNL or something years ago where he made fun of himself. If somebody can make fun of themselves, they immediately work their way into my heart. They don't have to work their way. I open my heart wide open and absorb them. That is Kevin
Do
Bacon.
you get
I was
upset?
like him.
Do you get upset when someone can't make fun of themselves and berates other people?
I mean, you should
I know where you're going with that one.
Oh,
I'll leave it at
I
that.
know. We all know. We all know where he's going with that one. We all know where
No
he's
sense of humor about that. Can't
No
joke about
comment.
it.
Yeah, but he's my guy, not your guy. But anyway, here's the deal. So Kevin Bacon, I totally changed around. And here's the other one, Elton John. Now, Elton John,
I
remember
met him.
yeah, but he did the Divas and Tiaras thing, something like that. It was a controversy, Divas. And speaking of Divas, none is more difficult to deal with. And I've dealt with a lot of big stars, but these egotistical rock gods, I tell you, to try and control them, okay, so you had a big hit record. So you're in a big Scorsese
David.
movie. You know,
This is a record. I have a feeling
like the rest
this
of
might,
us, fella.
aside from on the bus, this probably, and I don't know this from personal experience, but this might be the earliest that he's ever gotten up to get on a show.
It's pretty early.
Okay. Okay, so here's how it worked. So the audience was there. So the audience would hold up either their Rolling Stones tongue or their Abbey Road to indicate what they were going with.
Well, they
And
turned,
it
but
turned out to
half
be
the time they weren't
pretty
paying attention.
dominant
They were
Stones
drinking,
crowd.
so they weren't paying attention.
Okay, the ladies are coming in. Thank you, Andy. Tantrums and tiaras. Tantrums and tiaras. So I saw Elton on that, and I think he knew what the gig was, and so he played to part. But I've been watching him lately, and he's coming along a long, long way. He's doing really good. I like him. Wonder when the Beatles. Hold it one more time. I'll read it loud for the children.
Oh,
Don't be so impatient, Norman. Okay, there we go. I wonder when the Beatles will copy the Stones again. Okay.
Oh.
That's horrible.
Hey, I met Elton John at Barney's, New York, in an
Tell me
elevator.
about
In an elevator. I thought he was going to be really like kind of put off, but he was really nice. He was really friendly and
Did he stop
talkative.
between floors?
No, he was with his bodyguard and stuff, and
Oh wow!
And I actually got my friend on the phone because she's obsessed with him, and he actually talked to her on the phone. She goes to every show. She went to every show that he ever had in New York and all of it in America. She followed him everywhere, and he knew who she was because she always brought him lilies. So he said, "Yeah, I'll talk to her."
Okay.
He was nice.
The beautiful Delphina, and I gotta tell you, she is absolutely. I love this lady.
That's what I
definitely Stones at a bar.
I guessed that ahead of time, but that confirmed it. The Stones.
Yeah, but you did the best you could. You done what you could.
This is what Harry did, though. Harry was. I love Harry, but he was kind of cheating. He did this.
Oh, okay, yeah. I kind of like that. Okay, he's thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
So Joey, it's been a big year for you, man. You've been in the recording studio, and it's been going well. Your songwriting, and the songs are coming fast and furious. Has Mazzy made it into a song either by association or by inspiration, or in some form or matter?
Did you do any percussion, maybe?
No. I got Joey to go to San Francisco and buy coffee at Grafeo. That's my only influence.
Yeah, but Joey, you're LA. You're not. You're LA. You're not San Francisco.
Well,
area.
No, I was born in San Francisco, and I live in Seattle now, anyways. But yeah, I'm still, I still have an LA component, that's for sure. No, I wasn't going to say anything, but all of side 2 is reminiscent of Mazzy's life.
Okay, so is it reminiscent, or was it directly inspired, or loosely inspired?
I'm going to go with loosely.
Loosely inspired, Norman. So, Joey, are you the kind of guy that, because oh, well, hold on. Sue, my producer has just provided an important note. Please thank one Joey Callio for this Electric Prunes Beauty. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is like a Catholic mass. If you added some psych rock to it,
Totally.
It's not Jingle Bells. Apparently, Electric Prunes did cover Jingle Bells, but this is more church music, Ave Maria kind of stuff, right?
Did you like it?
In Excelsis, oh fuck, it rocks. This is a rock album.
Yeah.
This is, you could call it a Christmas album, but it's actually a very creative.
David Axelrod, really.
Yeah. Have you got this one, Norman?
Yeah. Yeah.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, all the production notes on this psychedelic concept record arranged by David Axelrod. Massey, you were just mentioning, David. Original analog master takes. Here come the guns. Kevin Gray at Coherent.
Right.
Coherent audio. So it's check, it's checked.
Is that Jackpot? Is that Jackpot Records?
Yeah.
It's a freaking audiophile psych record is what
Nice.
you're getting, folks.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, it's on stunning multi mauve, whatever, purple. It's on psych. It's psych, man.
I really like that record. I do play it at Christmas time.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, look at the colors on this. That is just stunning. That is just absolutely beautiful. Look at that label, Jackpot label. It's like the pink reprise,
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
like
it is.
The old,
It is like
Steamboat, right?
Totally.
Kevin Gray did cut it. I'll have to check it out. Go Satan. Thank you, Satan. Holy smokes. Is Satan, I forget whether Satan likes Kevin Gray or is against Kevin Gray. I know people, they have their producers. Oh, I'm just Bernie Grundman all the way, this kind of thing.
Well, the real Jason doesn't like Kevin Gray, but he keeps buying them not to like him. So I'll put it that way.
And
What I like about him, though? I mean,
what I love is
he compares. I mean, I think he likes originals, which is fair. There's nothing wrong with that. But I keep thinking, why keep buying them if you don't like the sound of a,
if you don't like the guy.
But
Yeah.
not everything any mastering engineer does, not every 100% you're gonna like, and it's also system dependent too.
Well, thank you so much for being here today. You helped out the show. We love you.
I can see not liking a mixing engineer, and being against something like that, like a Giles Martin or something like that, because it really does change the sound.
Yeah.
My favorite,
like,
okay,
unless the guy's just ruining it. I mean, I don't, usually they help it.
Okay, one of my favorite rock odd stories, comes from Joey about engineering. This guy's getting a lot of press lately because he's been making the rounds on various podcasts and this sort of thing. It's Ken Scott, famously working on the White Album as a young cat, working with the Beatles. Can you imagine? He's a young guy. He's in his 20s, and he's hanging out with the Fab Four, and he's making music. So your story, Ken Scott personally. He didn't like you, or you didn't like him, or something happened. What happened there?
We totally liked each other. I mean, we had a group. It was a fantastic time making that record, and the guy is like a genius. He would do things.
Tell us the record first of all, so people can go buy it if they want a Ken Scott engineered record. The CD compact disc.
It's Dada's first record, Puzzle, and he would do things like if you listen to that record, my highest note that I could sing at the time is on like twice. I sing it twice on that record, and he would do a thing where he would make me come in. He had a special room for me, and he would just, before you do anything, sing the high part on both these songs, and then we'll go on with the day. Just every day I did that, and that way I wouldn't like burn out my voice before I got up to the high note and stuff. And it's just cool stuff like that. No. We totally like each other. Then, like a dick, I'm on doing an interview in a local LA magazine, and it was it was after the interview, and we were leaving with the guy, and somehow the conversation came up, and I was just saying, the one thing I didn't really like is that he didn't give me any feedback when he wanted me, we would always imitate him. I can't do voices, but he would always go,
no, let's not get you. Hold on. I've been through this myself.
Yeah,
We've offended so many people on this program, Joey. We're still trying to mend fences, just from a casual one up. So in the off chance Ken Scott's watching this, that bastard just torpedoed me again. We want to avoid that.
He would just say once more, please, right? He would just say once more, please. And, after like the 10th time or whatever, I'm kind of like, well, what? I'm just doing it the same every time. And he's looking for a vibe. He's not really looking for a part. It's like, now I get it. But back then, that was my first like real, like in a recording studio for 3 months kind of vibe, and so I said something about him being very, meticulous or anal or whatever. And that kind of threw me off. And the guy took that and made that like in bold in the,
that became the article head.
It was like after the interview too. It's like, wasn't even part of the interview. And I learned a big lesson. I apologized. He didn't really accept my apology at the time, and so that was just heavy cloud hanging over me. Fast forward to this last record store day in April, and Dada's Puzzle comes out on vinyl for the first time, and I wanted to get him a copy, so I just cold call, email him and say, hey, Ken, I know you, whatever, I'm probably the last person you want to hear from, blah, blah, blah. I'm really sorry about that, yada, yada. He got right back to me and he said, hey, man, you don't have to feel bad about that. And he named a bunch of other people that kind of had the same vibe. Somebody in Devo kind of had the same vibe with him. And he started joking about it and just saying, don't even worry about it. Everything's cool. And he was really happy. I got in touch with him and I got him the record, and all is forgiven. So
when you said that, the quote that pissed me off that I read is when you said Dada's bigger than the Beatles. That quote was taken out of portion, or what they said it was true.
Yeah.
And now it's all this.
But I can see your point of view on that kind of creative process, though. I mean, when I recorded with my band in New York City years ago, I think her name was Susan Harris. She was the engineer for the De La Soul record, the first one.
Yeah.
And she was our producer, and she never told me anything, but she kept making me do things over and over and over and over again. I used to get really pissed off at her.
Especially when you're
but the final product was great, though.
Right.
Can
you imagine if they if they told John Lennon, sing Twist and Shout first because we don't want your voice to get hoarse, and that was the last thing they did after 12 hours or 10 hours?
Yeah. No, they wanted him to do it last. We had the rest.
Yeah, you wouldn't have that same attitude. Yeah.
See, Joey, my fear for you is Ken Scott. We had a kid on here, Rob the Wax. By the way, he's on his way to Maryland or somewhere. He goes to DC. He hangs out there. He is trying to change government for the better. So we wish him well on his errand of mercy this Christmas season. So we don't get Rob today. He's out there working hard. But, once upon a time, he was on the show. He's showing a great record, and he started doing this. Oh, I sure got a great record. Really hope you like us. Turquoise.
You're imitating.
It's a guy. Yeah. So what he did, I'm gaslighting. So I'm imitating him, gaslighting all at once. And but I tell you, at that very moment, Rob lost the heart of Jason Rojas, who we still love. And Jason ended up, for his part, became somewhat satanic and diabolically influenced. And now he joins us as Satan Rojas. And he's in the audience today, Little Satan. And in fact, this is the whole thing. Satan, what the fuck? It's this kind of kickback that's happening to young Satan Rojas. But we love him around here. And he's always welcome on my program because he's a fan.
Are you telling me Satan Rojas is Jason Rojas? I didn't know that. I thought that was it.
I believe it could be.
It really is him?
It's unsubstantiated.
I think it is.
I think it's unsubstantiated at this time.
Yeah,
Let's be clear about that, right? So, Joey, now you get some time off, well-earned time off. But then once the album comes out, and do we have an ETA? Do you have the ETA?
No, we're not done. We're done recording. We haven't mixed it yet. The mixer has all the tracks. Dave Way, he does all our records. If you Google Dave Way, you can see the guy. You know, he's got 4 Grammys prominently displayed in the studio. It's very cool, and gold and platinum records all over the place. He's a famous guy, and we're lucky to have him. He basically takes what we do and makes it. You know, he does this little magic deal with it, and it makes a huge difference. So that's the next thing. Then we do master it. And I definitely we're going to put it out on vinyl. I'm hoping to put that record out on vinyl and CD, and then next year, probably like you asked when. I'm thinking May. You know, it's probably going to be May, something like that.
Okay.
But we want to do you don't call it a greatest hits because we had 1 hit, so and I don't want to call it greatest hit, but like our
anthology. Call it anthology.
Or retrospective.
And tell people you have to buy it with the whole catalog in a box.
We could call it Anthology 7 Horse. But you know, I want to put Meth Lab on it, maybe remix it, and then like our favorite songs and do a best of kind of thing next year too on vinyl.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to Meth Lab, because of recording contracts, a lot of artists are now re-recording their own music in order to gain more control over it. Notably, Taylor Swift went and took her old catalog and redid it all so she could get, you know, the coin on it. And of course, she's Taylor Swift, and she has such a huge following that it was like a no-brainer. Now she's got her new versions of her old songs.
But she bought she finally bought her old ones.
She bought her own catalog back, yeah.
And so all that cash is coming into little Taylor's purse. Thank you very much. Are you happy with the contract that Seven Horse initially did, or you know? Or who gets the money? Where's the money go?
It's not. We're not signed to any record labels, so that's a different thing. But it's sort of the reverse situation for us. I wouldn't re-record that song because the deal we have with a licensing company, this company called Third Side up in Canada, they're worldwide. They have done a fantastic job with that track, with that master. It's been synced. I mean, I don't know how many times. They got 4 syncs just this year, and they were all fairly prominent, including like this. We were on the Scorsese documentary, and
cool, nice.
We're in 3 other movies, you know. So it's just that song. They also do all our whole catalog, so it's kind of the opposite. We're very happy with them.
So you're very fortunate. The Scorsese people stumbled upon you, or Martin himself. Was it Martin or one of his aides to say, "Hey, I got something for you, Marty. Check this."
The hell if I know. I don't even know. I have no clue how this whole thing happened. You know, when they do stuff like that, when they do a movie, and Scorsese is famously into music, and he cuts his movies to music, which I know that now because the lawyer who was clearing all the music contacted me. I was at Costco waiting in line, and I get this email on my, you know, I'm just scrolling through my emails, and it says Martin Scorsese wants to license 7 Horse song Meth Lab Zosa sticker for the movie Wolf of Wall Street. And I'm all, this is bullshit. There's no way this is true. This is some kind of fishing exercise. I'm not falling for it. So I sent it to Phil, and he goes, no, that's real. And so I contacted them, and she told me that day in Costco parking lot that, yeah, Martin Scorsese cuts all his movies, is what she said, to music. So she said, we need to license 13 and a half minutes of that song because that's how much of it is in the movie. She goes, but I can't promise you're going to be in it for 1 second. So what they do in situations, what a guy like Martin Scorsese would do is they have music, what do they call that? Not producers, people that basically go out and look for music for them and present it to them and like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that?
Music supervisors.
Supervisors, thank you.
Yeah.
And then the supervisors have people for them. So there was 3 supervisors, including Robbie Robertson on The Wolf of Wall Street. So either one of those 3 people or their people got it to Martin Scorsese, or the one wild card is we were on a couple Sirius XM stations back then. Maybe he heard it on his way into, you know,
into work,
the dailies or whatever. I don't know. But honestly, no one has ever told us.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? You know, and maybe, you know, I don't know how it even works, you know, but it could come.
How long is this song? How long is this? The original?
3.5 minutes, and it's
they
in
wanted
the movie
13
for
minutes.
5.5 minutes.
Yeah.
So they edited it to make it 13 minutes.
And
just-
I got to tell you, I
brings it
bought the
back in.
movie. It's a long movie. Wolf of Wall Street goes on for a while. And of course, Robbie Robertson from the Last Waltz, Mazzy himself was at that concert where Scorsese was filming the famous final appearance of the band. Incredible. And so they must have become good friends at that point. And in fact, the band, other members, you know how bands are, they're going, oh, it's kind of Robbie's vision of our band. It's Robbie's.
You know what? I just watched. Joey and I were talking about this. It's on HBO or on Apple TV. The 4-episode Mr. Scorsese documentary on Scorsese, and the music is a big part of it. It's excellent. But I never knew that. I forgot what movie it was. He was working on a big movie, and Robbie Robertson presented it with this thing that became The Last Waltz. And he just said, fuck it. And he kind of left for the weekend. And they did this on Thanksgiving weekend. That's part of the reason it was Thanksgiving weekend. And he went back and finished his other movie he was in, actually on set. He took the weekend off, and that's when they did The Last Waltz.
Film that. Wow, cool. Hey guys, I got to get going. I have somebody waiting for me. We're going to go to on our Christmas crawl, Christmas market crawl. So I'll be listening. Well, you know, been great seeing you guys.
Nice
Merry
seeing you,
Christmas,
Scotty.
Happy Hanukkah. Good to see everybody.
Scotty,
YMCA.
little vertigo. He's a good guy. He's our
Bye-bye.
friend. We love him. Scotty, have a great day. Beautiful
Thanks.
Florida weather. Holy smokes, kids. Makes me a little envious.
Oh, New York, New York. Terrible movie. I didn't like that. movie.
New York.
That's the one he was. Yeah,
that was
right.
what's his
Thank
name?
you, Nick.
know?
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, but hold on, Liza Minnelli with
And De Niro. It was
De
just
Niro, Rob De Niro, and he
Yeah.
wears the Hawaiian shirt. Always threw me off. With
yeah.
that was
It's kind of like, you know, Coppola had his the remember the musical Coppola did after The Godfathers. What was that movie called? The one with Frederick.
Graffiti.
No, Frederick. He didn't do that movie. That Coppola. Frederick Forrest is in it, and it's all musical. They built these sets. Someone will tell me here. That totally bombed.
Help Mazzy out, somebody.
This, you know, the Coppola film.
I don't know.
The musical with all the neon. They built the sets, and he went bankrupt for. He's going bankrupt right now again. Every like 20 years, Coppola goes bankrupt.
Rob Reiner is in The Wolf of Wall Street. Believe me, I thought of that right away.
Well, it's a tragedy, man.
Yep.
There's no two ways around it.
One from the Heart. Thank you, Chris.
Okay,
the
soundtrack. One from the
The
Heart.
soundtrack is good with Crystal Gale and Tom Waits. And
You know what? One of my favorite, and this is going to probably, Joey, you're going to love this comment. One of my favorite lesbian films is Desert Hearts. Desert Hearts. I want to say 1985. It could be somewhere, but it's Desert Hearts. And it's so good. Massey, if you've ever wanted to get into a latent lesbian kind of, I don't know, just sexual fever, Desert Hearts is the film for you. Highly recommended. I believe Criterion picked it up. And it tells the story of a bookish, a somewhat, I don't know, dare I say, frigid woman. But she flowers like a flower. She opens up with in very impassioned lesbian lovemaking scenes, filmed largely in a motel room. I cannot recommend this film a lot. Part of your Criterion collection. So audio file, video files. This is one for your collection. Joey, you're Italian. This is probably the kind of thing you just turn you right on. So definitely look up Desert Hearts.
The way you described it, it's not the same, but it reminded me of Pluribus.
Pluribus.
Have you watched the TV show Pluribus?
Pluribus.
That's a good.
I haven't seen the last episode. The last 2 episodes.
Okay, what's happening in Pluribus?
I haven't
seen a brief synopsis of Pluribus.
Mazzy, you do it.
Okay, Maz,
well,
go.
it's Vince Gilligan who worked on Breaking Bad, but created Better Call Saul. Yes. And he also, before that, he was working on the X-Files. So it's kind of it's a surreal sci-fi mental piece. It's a slow building.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's the woman. I don't know her name right now. She played the female lawyer in Better Call Saul.
Yeah, she's great.
She's real subtle, and it's alien-ish. Yeah. Everything changes, and basically, humankind. The world changes. Humankind has one mental thing. They have all knowledge. Like we're all doctors, we're all pilots, we're all artists.
Yeah.
They know everything. It's one mind, except a dozen people in the world. And she's one of the people that we want the world back. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. It didn't take for these 12 people, basically. The thing that infected.
Yeah. I mean, and it can go in any weird direction. We don't know, but
yeah, exactly.
It reminds me what's the big other Apple movie that TV show that was 3 seasons? Ben Stiller produced. I tried to watch that for about 2 years, the first episode, and I couldn't get through it. And then finally, about 4 months ago, I got through those first 2 or 3, and I binged all 3, and it's brilliant. But you have to get into the rhythm of that slow core, in a way, movement of the show.
Excuse me. Yes, absolutely. It sounds like Rachel. The whole thing sounds like an insert kind of a psychological tormented thing.
I think that's the thing, going nowhere. I think that's the brilliance of it. It is going somewhere. Severance, yes. Severance is the other one I'm thinking of. It's kind of like that. You don't know, and all of a sudden it grabs you in a certain way. But we'll see. I like it so far.
I really like it.
Obviously this Wednesday will be the finale of the season. I didn't see the last one yet, so the last 2 I haven't seen.
Massey, did the Netflix thing called Stranger Things, did that work for you? Because it's a 1980s blast.
Yeah,
Are you and I too old for that? Because it seems to me that like we're nostalgic for the 60s, 70s, 80s is like, that's like yesterday.
I like it. I'm not that sucked into it. I get what they're doing, and I think it's great. It's successful. For me, the best part about it is that last year or last 2 years, how many people discovered for the first time Kate Bush because of running up that hill. I think that's
for a new audience, for young kids.
That is like, who is this person? And that song was the central, like in a way, a plot point of that entire season. So it wasn't like just, I mean, can you imagine, Joey, having your song being the entire 10 episode season, like the plot that it revolves around that song?
My ego can imagine it right now.
But your eagle and your
my ego, not my eagle, my ego. But yeah. I saw the first season. Both my kids were at the house, I think, at that point, and we all watched it. But I didn't go any farther than.
Well, you're so young now. You would probably like
Goonies and all those.
For young people like Joey, Massey and I were very elderly, but young kids like you just love that 80s schmuck. Yeah, and really Elliot, come home. You love stuff like that. I know. But, for us old timers, gosh, you've got to go back to the 70s to really hit me in the nostalgic pouch.
This season,
they got to be 70s stuff.
They're just issuing I think it's a cassette of A Love Supreme, a cassette of
I saw that.
And it's because it's used in the Stranger Things in the new season. Coltrane. If kids start buying a Coltrane cassette, I think that's the best part.
That would be crazy.
Buy it, though. It's got to be. I mean, that's the definite trendy kind of hipster kind of thing. Young kid thing. Yeah.
All power, man.
Anything that sells we love you. Merry Christmas, Cap.
Anything that introduces you to music to sell music, I'm behind.
I mean, that wouldn't be the first Coltrane I'd turn somebody on to, but I love that record.
Okay,
but it probably makes sense in the story.
Yeah.
You're not going to put my favorite things in there.
Yeah, it's not I mean, the record. It's not like a crazy ass.
What's the name of it? It's called The Shadow. Okay, hang on. Sue and I watched an incredible film last night. Now, this is early John Cassavetes, obviously. It's part of the Criterion Collection.
Those Shadows?
It's amazing. Now, Massey, I'm sorry, I'm talking Criterion here, please. And so it's because Cassavetes' early work, and it's entirely improvisational. But Charles Mingus, perhaps you've heard of him. Charles Mingus. And I tell you, old Charlie is on point because the music is riveting. It deals with race relations in New York. And our protagonist is a young Italian, what would we say? Trumpet player, a la Chet Baker, perhaps. but the race relations
Mingus
in
isn't
the
a
film
trumpet
are
player.
supercharged, and Sue's getting the title of it right now.
Did you say Mingus was a trumpet player?
No, she didn't.
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I heard trumpet and I
Please.
heard Mingus.
No, the
You did.
protagonist.
You heard both of those.
Sure.
But you didn't put them
For
together.
the love of God, people, this is why I try not to expose you. Okay, here we go.
That's a Mingus record. Although, wouldn't again, this is not my favorite Mingus record, but it just happens to be the one I just pulled out because I knew they were right behind me. I have a lot of Mingus.
Yeah, now that's an older Charlie right there. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, Shadows. We got the trailer. We're going to get the trailer. Now, this is entirely improvisational, so there's a lot to be said for it on that level. We didn't know it, but they announced that John Cassavetes and Massey. This made me think so much of you because I know, and also to a lesser extent, rock god Joey, because Joey, I know you love your jazz. Okay, here it is. The year is 1959. Music by Charles Mingus. And see if you can pick out some of the jazz intonations. Here we go. Here's your Criterion logo. Kind of cool. This is real. Janice Fields, frequent collaborator and distributor for much of the Criterion. Mazzy, you may know that. So they explained that, this is a lost masterpiece. This is it. What? I love this. We're going to get into it right away. Where's the trailer? Okay.
This
Hold
is the
on.
whole movie. Are we going to watch all 2
No,
hours?
we're not. Hold on, just a sec. Okay, where's the other thing? Okay, the film. Oh,
This is riveting.
I'm waiting for Sue. Hang on.
I like this movie. I think I saw this in film school.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to get to it. All that, just a sec. Okay, Scoozies. The film. All I'm seeing is the film. Okay, trailer. I got it. Okay, I got it. Okay, all that. Okay, all that.
Like a Beatles first.
Okay, let's
Look at that.
John Cassavetes.
Well, is everybody going to sit around here all day? Dennis, stop that, will you? It makes me sick. What's the matter?
Okay, so as you can see, it deals with a lot of kind of disgruntled jazz musicians because of their depressing jazz lifestyle. There is a lot of smoking.
That's where Barry Levinson got the idea for the diner scene.
The diner scene is inspired by that. So anyway, Joey, thoughts? You're Italian. This must have spoken to your Italian heart immediately.
I'm all over it. I love that. I've got to see that. That's
all right.
right up my alley.
Deals strongly with race relations, successfully, I think. And there's intentions that run deep. Mazzy, some of this is going to be reminiscent of your relationship with Coffee Dave. And I think it's going to hit a little close home for you. And some of the more intimate moments where if one fella's trying to tell another fella, you don't have to keep all those records. You are getting a little older. And so anyway, there's Dave right there. There's the man. Look, he's a happy guy.
He was there the other night. That scene was a little reminiscent of the party we had at the club the other night, the restaurant.
Yeah. Now, the bongos got me. It's a must watch. The bongos are featured prominently in it, but you can see the music. But Charlie Mingus did do the soundtrack for it.
That's killer.
It's Bohemian New York, 1959. And we're dealing with jazz. It's kind of depressing. There's a depressing there's a pall over the thing. Massey, why did old films like that? You're old. Why did you guys in your generation in the 50s have pall over your movies?
Have what over the movie?
There was a pall.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, think of that. 59. This is like 2 years before Dylan shows up in New York, or 2-3 years, 2.5 years or so.
Jazz rules the dance.
And yeah, jazz is the thing. I mean, and the whole beat thing. I mean, I know we're going to be a drinking game now because I'm going to bring up the parallel with like Lawrence Ferlinghetti and Ginsberg and Kerouac, on City Lights books. The North Beach in San Francisco had a similar scene to the Village and to the beat scene. The coffee houses, the jazz clubs. That was a big deal. The Black Hawk in San Francisco. So there was a similar kind of bi-coastal thing about that was happening. Beat scene was big on both coasts, you know.
Joey, in your musical journey, because you are basically, you in an eighth note will just float out of you. You're a musical marvel. Did you ever get excited by the bohemian lifestyle as a young boy growing up in the wild streets of Los Angeles, California, where a lot of bohemians resided, Sunset Strip, amongst many?
Well, I definitely hung out on the Sunset Strip, but that was more in my 20s. Before I didn't move to LA till I was 20. Before that, I was in the Bay Area, and it was all drugs all the time.
Okay, Massey knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, and jamming. I was more of the drug scene was kind of bigger for me in my teen years. In my 20s, I was still taking drugs until I lost my voice smoking pot, so I quit that. And then I lost my voice doing blow, so I quit that, which is I'm really happy about. I think it probably gave me a few more years at the end of my life, probably.
What happened with it can also take you out about you earlier. This is a horrible thing about cocaine with people. It's one of those things that you can do copious amounts of when you're younger, and then when you hit 40, suddenly you have a widowmaker and you're gone. Because it does a lot of damage. I think it does. I'm no doctor, so please, check and consult your own doctor on this.
Right.
But,
well, I was lucky.
You pulled out.
I'm glad I got out. But before I got out, I mean, if you want to call this lucky, I was around a lot of people that would basically pay for the blow. Like I could go in on an 8-ball with $10, and I'd be in all night. So it was kind of like right there. It was a kid in a candy store. I read every Kerouac book, by the way. I'm big on Kerouac.
Do you remember the first time you ever got high? Where you were and
yes.
What was the drug?
I remember.
What did you get? What hit you? What were you indulging?
It was pot. Long story short, I ran into a friend that we were best friends in 5th grade. We were troublemakers. Hadn't seen him in years. It was the summer between 8th grade and 9th grade. So that's the summer right before high school. Hadn't seen each other. We're both riding the same bike. So we're like, oh, we're still like-minded. And I go, what are you doing? And he goes, well, I'm jamming with this guy named Jim Phillips. Who is instrumental in getting Mike Gurley into the lead guitar thing. And I walk in and they're playing music. And it was like, at the time I was kind of lost and didn't know what I was doing. I was hanging out with the jocks and, it was just bad. They hated me. I hated them. It was one of those things. And that changed. That was okay. A light switch. I'm changing everything. And one of the things, for some reason, I just thought I have to start smoking pot. So I got some pot from a jock who was selling weed. It was before a high school dance, and the band was called, I think, 1843. They were a cover band that played the Bay Area a lot, and they would play like Sons of Champlin and stuff like that. Those kinds of songs. Get high with about 9 other people smoking pot my first time, and then walk over to the high school, sit down kind of like you did just on the floor in front of the band. We were so into bands and stuff back then. Very cool. It was like music never sounded like that. And I was already a music lover. I had a drum set when I was a little kid, until they took it away. I mean, I was heavily into music. That's why the jocks didn't really like me. I had a record collection. I had posters of the Rolling Stones and the Beatles on my wall. And I couldn't believe what it made that kind of a difference, music. So I was all in on pot right away. So that was my first time.
Yeah. Now, Mazzy, were you like that with Joey? Because I got into it a little bit, and I liked my marijuana when I was a teenager, and then
I had like there's
I
5 or
dropped
6
it. I haven't done it in
yeah,
years.
in high school when we were like 17, 18, every summer, like 5 of us, I think it was 5 or 6 of us depending, would go camping because we all lived at home with our parents, but the summertime we'd get in a car, 2 cars, and we go camp. We get a tent, and we wouldn't go backpacking way off. And there were so many places around the Greater Bay Area. You go an hour away, 2 hours away tops, and camp, and it was fun. It was freedom. We'd have like cassette players or whatever it was, playing music, and everyone would smoke pot. I was the holdout. I wasn't a pot smoker. I was the last one. So every time we were in the tent at night and passing around, they'd always skip over me. And one time, I don't know what it was. I just wasn't ready or into it, and I finally took a couple hits, and went around, and I didn't get stoned. It took me almost a year, and I didn't smoke a lot, but I don't know if it was just shitty pot.
I'm the same as you, but it could be because now, full disclosure, everybody, Massey is a distant cousin. You and I may have a gene that's a little retardant towards getting high. And so, because I was the same thing, I smoked a number of times, didn't get high, but then finally it took. And when
we were driving.
The Beatles never sounded.
I
so
remember
good,
the exact moment because we were driving to Winterland. I don't know what show it was, and I was driving, and there was like 4 of us in the car, and we were passing around a joint in the car, and of course I was hitting it. There's a construction site, if you know San Francisco, right where the Sears was on Masonic at Geary. They were digging a new underpass. Now it's an underpass, but it was just a 4-way, always traffic. And it was a construction kind of roadside, kind of bumpy. And I remember driving and hitting it, and it hit me. And I said, "Oh fuck! I'm high. I can't maintain." And it's weird the first time. Plus, when you're driving, so I had to pull over and had my friend Steve drive to the show, and that was I remember that moment.
It's not good for driving. That happened to me.
No.
Like because I definitely got into acid and shrooms. Somebody was talking about that. And that goes really well with pot, by the way. If you really want to get high, you got to take acid, and then right when you're coming on, or mushrooms, smoke some really good weed. And by the way, talk about not getting high. The weed back then was hit and miss. There was so much bad weed. It was just
maybe that's what
a lot of hash, too.
Okay,
well,
maybe that's
hash was never bad.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, holy crap! I've never been so stoned. I hot knifed some hashish. That I was blind floating. I don't know where the hell I ended up going out to McDonald's or something. I think but I ended up at a McDonald's, and it was just.
I was thinking about this because it turns out Joey and I worked for the same Bay Area record chain about 4 or 5 years apart, give or take, probably a little overlap.
Yeah,
and he was in the South Bay, kind of Los Gatos, San Jose, that area, and being in the city. There was a difference, even that's only 40 miles difference or 50 miles, depending.
Yeah.
And most of the people, and this is not exact, but there were more rockers or hard rockers down in the South Bay than in my friends in the city.
Yeah.
We got into roots music and country rock and jazz a little bit and soul stuff, but they seem more like really rock and roll type of thing.
San Francisco was especially back then 10 times cooler. I mean, not even close.
Yeah,
it's different. I don't even mean cooler.
They've gentrified it a lot, right? They've taken a lot of the edge off of.
Well, now it's gentrified. Yeah, but that, I mean, San Francisco is a big working class area, and it wasn't as liberal as people think it is liberal or was. But there was pockets of conservatism and it wasn't far right or far left.
The thing is, I mean, when we were young like that, I mean, I don't know, all our generation, everybody was more liberal. It just as a youth, it just lent itself. You want to get laid, you want to get high, you want to go out and have some fun, have a good time all the time. That's my philosophy, Monty. That's what it was all about. Social causes. We were all about that Live Aid, even going into the 80s. You know, like this is a good thing. Starving kids, let's help them out. Let's do a good.
I mean, I was born in San Francisco, but I wasn't really raised in San Francisco. It was more the Bay, as Mazzy was saying, Los Gatos and Saratoga and all that crap. Santa Cruz.
Well, okay, so for those who are not familiar with the area, what is that? You're still a Bay Area kid, but you're not San Francisco proper. Is that
no? And it's south of San Francisco, and I mean it's cool. Santa Cruz is obviously very cool, and Gaddis.
Yeah, world famous.
This is before the big microchip invasion, you know, of the Bay Area, and that turned it into a whole different.
It wasn't Silicon Valley yet.
Yeah, exactly. But back then, man, there was a huge difference going from Los Gatos when we would go, you know, whoever had a driver's license and a truck would take us all up there. And man, San Francisco, it was night and day. It was like going to a playground back then, you know.
People used to come up to go to Winterland. I mean, that was in the 70s. Winterland was the destination because they would have things at the old Coliseum and other places. But by this point in the 70s, the Fillmores have closed, and Winterland was the pivotal thing. You'd have a big act occasionally play Oakland or the Cow Palace, like McCartney and Harrison. But the shows, the triple bills, the amazing triple bills of Winterland from this all through the 70s until it closed in 78. Was the most incredible stuff. Tickets were $5.
On Tuesday, they were $2. So we would go Tuesdays a lot. It was incredible. And Bill Graham, you know, he was a genius.
But I love this. Like Wild Turkey, Black Sabbath, and Yes on the same bill.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah.
I know we were at a lot of, because I think we've even figured out a couple of the ones we were at the same show, but that Winterland was my favorite place. It was also the place I was the most high ever in my life.
I think a lot of people were.
I love this. What would 20-year-old Rachel think of 60-year-old Rachel? Well, I'm 68 coming up in February, 68. Can you imagine?
Wow.
So I would say, first of all, holy fuck, you're an idiot. Number one. And number two, how were you able to pull such a cool chick like Sue? What you're kind of fucked up beyond all reason on one level, and then you did that. But then I go, but I'm glad you like Trump. That's good. You did good there. Go ahead, Mass. Even by 20, I had that figured out.
Who's it? Herc's asking about. I think he's talking about the Brian Jones massacre. That would have been after Joey left the Bay Area because that was 2000s.
They're 90s.
So that's a whole 90s, 2000. That Joey's way past that. He's in LA at that point. I would go see the Brian Jones massacre, and I would go see the bands. I guess in the 90s or the 90s, 2000s, bands like the Red House Painters and what's the one with Mark Eisel, American Music Club. The Brown Fellinis, those bands, there was kind of a resurgence of these bands. They were kind of spacey, they were folksy, but he wasn't there then.
I love this question for Gabby. We're going to take it on. Each of us has our Bill Graham story. My Bill Graham story is when I saw him with Johnny Cash, Johnny and Drew Carter. You did the altar call. Oh, sorry, wrong. Billy Graham. We got a different Bill Graham. This is Bill Graham, the late great rock promoter. He went down in a horrible helicopter crash many years ago. I remember when that story broke. That huge rock promoter, put on the Fillmore East, all that stuff. Legend. We'll start with Massey. Did you ever have the occasion to run?
Yeah, well, he was very accessible. I mean, the thing is, after every Winterland show, like when people are walking, he'd be walking on the empty floors. They would be before they'd sweep it up, and you would just say, "Hey, great show, thank you." I mean, we as much as a Jewish like hustler he got the shows on time, right? Great shows, great production, great value. So you'd thank him. I mean, he could be a motherfucker, but that's why he did it so well. And
I can think of one he didn't get on time. But it wasn't at Winterland. It's the Zeppelin.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was a whole different reason.
That wasn't his fault.
Yeah. So I never spent a lot of time with him, but you'd see him and you'd see him all at every show. You'd see him. He's not something behind the curtain. He's out in front.
Right.
Actually,
he had
yeah.
Yeah. No, he had a guy, Jerry Pompili, who was the guy that always would introduce. You hear a lot of at that point, Winterland, Jerry Pompili would introduce the bands at the beginning.
No,
If you
he's
look
a
at the old
familiar
tapes,
voice to
the
people
Fillmore
in the area.
tapes, you'd hear Bill Graham, like the beginning of Cheap Thrills, which is not a live album. They cut Bill Graham's intro to start off that album,
You know what's
about
funny
Big Brother.
to this question, Star Trek 20-year-old Rach should ask 60-year-old Rach, why you got rid of all the records? When I was 20 years old, I was right at the very height.
Wait, Herc. What do you mean? No clue. Okay. 90s. Okay, I said 90s, 2000s, but Joey was not around. He was in L.A.
He's a child. Joey's
Well,
like
I
20 years
totally
old.
know
What
the
does he know?
Brian Jones. If you're
A
talking about
very
the
young
Brian
boy.
Jones massacre, I totally know the Brian Jones
Yes, he
massacre.
knows
And I used to
stuff.
see them.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
he
They
knows.
played around through the 2000s.
I never saw them.
Documentary on
They
them.
were in the 90s. They're a 90s band and then into 2000.
The
Okay.
thing that happened with me, just thinking back, because this is interesting, thinking about I saw a lot of shows, but what started happening is I started playing a lot of shows, and those are the shows you see all of a sudden. It turns into you see the bands you're playing with, that's when you're at the club, because all the other times I'm trying to learn how to play the damn shit, So and definitely, as by the time I got signed, I hardly ever go to shows anymore, really, because I'm at shows all the time. It's like that's not my. I love it, but it's just I'm not.
I enjoy when I'm there, but it's such a hassle just getting the hell out of the door at my age.
I just don't crave it like when you're in a band and you're doing it, and the last 2 summers, even just is from recent history, I was on tour, so it's like when you're always out at a club and stuff, it's not as special,
Yeah, I really did 40. I got into CDs big time, but it was my spiritual conversion when I was like 19, 20. So that was all driving. Everything had to go. I worshiped the Beatles. I was over the top with Beatles. It was too much.
The East Bay and the South Bay were in bands like Y&T, Yesterday and Today, and Earthquake, and Ronnie Montrose.
I saw Montrose a lot at Winterland.
Yeah, those are the kind of the rock band, the real true rock bands. Even I mean, you wouldn't suspect the Doobie Brothers came from San Jose,
Right.
Oh, there's a lot of that. I mean, the biggest one is when you think about the
San Jose,
with their
a lot of people don't realize San Jose had a really great, like 1965, 66, had a great garage band. Like all those bands, like the Syndicate of Sound, Hey Little Girl, and there's a lot of Google like San Jose, South Bay garage bands, and they had hits from.
Where was Blues Magoos from? Were they Bay Area or LA?
I don't know. I don't know.
You know the way to San Jose. Yes, Burt Bacharach getting involved with San Jose right there with that hit.
I used to hate that song when I was a kid. Now I love
la 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 Dionne Warwick.
I love, man. Yeah. That guy's
great. Okay, and I couldn't check over mastering you yelling Park Life for about a week. I love that. Listen, Patrick, I can't get you on this show. Come on up, man. Join us. I want to hang out with you. I love Patrick. Patrick, I'm trying like hell to sell my little budgie. Rachel, someone sent me Park Life to rip. And I couldn't help Jack Olivia. Park Life.
Chin Chin. The only song I got into the Sandpipers. I think I have the album where I have the single.
I got the Sandpipers.
Guantanamera was their big.
I got that album. Guantanamera. I love that freaking
kind of easy.
I love that hated it. I love that
song. I wouldn't say I got into the Sandpipers, but I like that song.
That song is so sentimental to bring a tear to your eye. Now these words in English talk about the island of the beauty of the island.
Exactly.
So good.
Yeah.
All right, good. I want to see Patrick. It's been too long. I will be out. Yay! You're making my year.
Hey Siri, where were the Blues Magoos from?
Good question. Holy smokes. Anyway, Joe, it's so great to have you out. We don't see enough of you around here. Anytime we do.
They're from New York.
New York.
I'm way off.
Yeah. Coast to coast.
Yep.
Well, New England, yeah.
Well, I love coming on, Rach, but it's just too damn early. Usually,
I know you're a rock god. You have rock god,
but you do it on Tuesday afternoon, and that I just by the time the day gets on, I forget that.
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
I miss Rach the old days going, baby, it's out. That's right, Seb. Holy smokes. Blues Magoos with Pepe Castro. New York City, folks. New York City. Roma loves Dan. So we know how it works. That's Dan, by the way, of that team.
Speaking of New York bands, that Ghetto Boys record is so. Oh, Ghetto Brothers, I guess it is. Ghetto Brothers.
Ghetto Bros.
Is that the calling and radio stuff?
Let me see.
What was the one? Cookie Puss. What was that one?
Cookie Puss.
Remember Cookie Puss?
Holy smoke!
Those guys that would call up. It'd be calling up like fake.
That's dude.
Oh, sorry, Joey.
Holy smokes! Okay, well, we'll wait for Joey. We'll ask Maz. Are you doing anything special Christmas Day? Are you going to be with Michelle or taking a visit to see the alpacas? What are you going to be doing this Christmas?
Say that. Oh, Christmas. Yeah, I'm going up Christmas Eve to Michelle.
And we go get to see young Joseph.
He's not coming this time. They were hanging out Thanksgiving. He's not coming up this time. You know, you got try to get the kid when you can, but
I know we got the same thing. Our kid is
come on. You're fucking 3 hours away. Come up for a couple nights.
Our kid's 2 hours away. Same story. All right, let's talk about this, Joey. Who are the Cheeto Brothers, the Ghetto Brothers?
Yeah, I just found out about them this year. They're on. There's a song called Mountain Girl, I think. That's on a lot. It's been synced a lot. If you heard it, you go, "Oh, that was on such and such movie or TV show." But that it reminds me of that whole kind of early '70s New York street scene. It's very cool. Great record. Very cool.
I know Massey's seen it. I wonder, Joey, I haven't had occasion to ask you about it. Were you able to see the remastered Beatles anthology on Disney?
Hell yes.
What did you think?
I mean, it's hard for me to watch that stuff, to tell you honest truth, especially with other people, because all I do is I sit there and I cry the whole time.
Oh, wow.
It's
okay.
Just,
what got you? Who's your favorite Beatle, first of all?
Ringo.
Are you able to do it? Yeah, are you?
Because the guy let me sing on his record. So, I mean, what am I supposed to say?
Ringo's your guy.
Yeah, Ringo's my guy. But no, I love them all. They're all great. So,
do you identify with any of them?
I mean, you know, if you're cool and you want to be cool, you gotta want to be like John Lennon, you know. Yeah, but
John's mine. I identify a lot with Lennon.
Yeah, but
what about you, Mass? Do you identify with any Fab Fours?
Well, I don't have the drunk asshole side of Lennon, but I like that. So I think the wit, the snarkiness of Lennon.
What about the comedy of George? Like, you're a kind of a George.
Yeah, I like the sense of humor of George Harrison, because it's a quiet sense. I mean, I could take it.
George Harrison was so snarky, you know.
Yeah, McCartney's very sensitive and always aware of his.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've got to interrupt the legend that is Norman Maslow to introduce yet another legend. This individual comes to us courtesy of the great state of Texas, Lone Star State. Is now in Sacktown. He is a ripper. He's not a Sacktown ripper. He is our beloved PB Tall. PB Tall, welcome to the show. We love you. So you had occasion to take on finally Blur's legendary 90s masterpiece, A Pack Life.
I'd actually never heard that record.
Okay, what did you think of it?
I thought it was great. I thought it was really good.
A good album. Yeah, it's a good album.
The first album, what is it? Girls as Guys. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, girls who are boys, who like boys, who are girls.
That's a great song. I can see how it'd be canceled in today's society, but it was.
You know, would they cancel it? Maybe they'd throw it up the flagpole and say this is gender fluid stuff. But anyway, we don't see it near enough of you. But anytime we get a chance to see you, it's always a big thing. Hey, listen to this. I am selling the Vaunted.
I saw that.
I'm selling it for $450. Do you think that's a good price? You think that's a good price?
Yeah, that's fair. You should sell it on Audio Mart, U.S. Auto, Canadian Audio Mart. Canadian Audio Mart. There's a Kentucky Audio Mart.
Is there a Kentuckian one? Okay, maybe we'll try and get him.
So, I was on Steve Westman's last night. I did get a shout out to Mr. Joey Callio and his.
Okay. Now, how did that work out? Tell us. Set it up.
Oh, they were talking about vinyl reissues and stuff that and then the usual subjects. And I said, well, there are other bands that aren't as big as like Steely Dan, that put out stuff and I showed your record you had for Record Store Day and said, hey, here's an example of a band, a guy who's in the vinyl community. He put out a record, sounds good, affordable. So
not affordable anymore.
Well, at the time it was affordable.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a special request coming in. This from Gabby. I would love Joey to tell the story, Chan, hoping because Jan Beetle Babe, her favorite Ruddle is, of course, Ringo. Barry Walmsley, who also played, of course, famously on Transformer, Lou Reed. Hoping Rachel spots us talking about it. I've just spotted it. Joey, tell the Ringo story. Kids want to know. Beetle people want to know.
I mean, there's not a whole lot to tell except for the fact that I get a phone call, and it's from a guy who he has worked on a couple of the Dada records at the time. And so it was 97, late 97, I think it was, maybe 98. But Dada was just working. We just either finished or were working on our fourth record on MCA. And it was, this guy calls me up and he goes, "Hey, Ringo's doing a big like cattle call. He's like he's just looking for singers in LA." And I told him, "I know these guys. Do you want him to come down?" And he goes, "Yeah, get him down here." We were absolutely the least famous people in the room. I mean, everybody was famous. It was guys from the Eagles, not Herman Sermons.
Carrot time.
Anyways, but bunch of people. Everyone was famous. Van Dyke Parks was there. I mean, people like that were there. And then there's Ringo and Barbara Bach. The producer who did that record is a guy I kind of know too. He was at I've shown some pictures recently, and I have some more to show of Miles Copeland's Castle, where he he puts people together. Like, I own your publishing. I'm going to make a deal with this publishing company, and we're going to have you guys get high, feed you, and write some music, will you please, that we all will own. And so I did that, and this guy was there. He was doing the Ringo record, and it was just it was like a gang sing-along, a lot of people, and we sang it one way, and then he goes, "Okay, now I want everybody to move around," and we sang it again. Then he goes, "Now I want you to all move around to a different spot. And if you want to, sing an alternative note or melody or whatever." And I'm doing that. That's totally what I'm doing, because I want to try to figure out, I want to hear myself on this thing. So I'm singing just sort of a more complicated part, yada, yada, yada. And then we're done. And at the end of it, I'm just looking around going, oh my God. And it's this studio called the Village Recorders. It's on West LA, west side of LA. And I'm just like drinking it in, going, I cannot believe this just happened. Let's start with that. And then I hear Ringo talking to Barbara Bach, and Barbara Bach goes, "That guy's a good singer." And they're about 10 feet away. And I go, and I hear Ringo go, "Yeah, that guy is a good singer." And I'm all, who the fuck are they talking about? And he walks right up to me and taps me on my solar plex and goes, "You're a good singer." I'm all, what the fuck? And Phil, the drummer of Dada and my partner in crime in the band Seven Horse, he was right behind me. And Phil's a huge Ringo fan. And he goes, "I heard that." So awesome.
You got a witness.
Yeah, I had a witness. And I mean, that just lit the fuse. We went to an Irish pub in I think it's called King's something in Santa Monica. And man, I just got hammered on Guinness. I stood up on a table in front of the whole crowded bar and just said, "We just sang on Ringo Starr's fucking record." And the whole place just went apeshit. So it was
absolutely amazing. Now, we're going to, right on the heat of that story, man, it's got to go poo-poo. But when he gets back, we're going more for you. Now, listen. Joey, that is fantastic. Meet the famous people, the stars, and all that. Now, the Epstein tapes have just come out. Now, I know PB Thal's been to many orgies and Sacktown, because it's like Hollywood North, they call it. Incredible.
Weren't you having a normal show before I came
there.
up? And
Orgies are
active.
Joey, have you ever, because of your Hollywood connection and everything, have you ever been involved in what's called an orgy, like PB Thal? My producer wants to have a word with me.
All
yes,
right.
honey? Okay. Okay, yes. What? I got to go for breakfast with Marty. I'm going to be interviewed by the Marty Show, PB Thal.
Oh.
What is it that you could possibly tell that people don't know about you already?
So there's a lot of secrets. Do you know that I once appeared in a film with the Boston Batwanger, the double Batwanger?
I know that you were did some sort of like a Star Wars, Star Trek thing,
Star Trek
theater thing.
That's right. I was a star.
So I have to comment on this. So the greatest honor is being told by you're a good singer by Ringo. Well, I mean, honestly, of the 4 Beatles, that's probably the lowest bar of the vocalizations that
But
you
he's
can get.
He's in there though. Doesn't matter. He's still a Beatle.
Oh, I know.
It's
great,
not like it's
but
not
I'm like going.
Bass said, "I like your underwear" or anything. Come on, man.
I mean, he's not Pavarotti. I mean, let's be honest here.
Okay. Full disclosure: Ringo's performed with so many great stars with the All-Star Band. He's had a veritable who's who. He's heard everybody.
His band is amazing. I mean, he's always has great.
The guy that called me up that got us the gig has toured with Ringo as a member of that band. He plays harmonica on that tour every once in a while. So.
Well, and here's the other thing. I mean, Ringo Starr, when Ringo Starr says you sing, he's got a great voice. Oh, who sings in front of Ringo Starr? John Lennon and Paul McCartney? True. Are you fucking
that's a fair point.
Point to Ringo on that. And Ringo is an amazing
singer.
I
mean, if
there's the album in question. Massey's done the hard labor. Right. Go ahead. This is the album. Joey is on this album, ladies and
gentlemen. I don't know. I don't think it came out on vinyl.
It didn't. Believe me. Are you kidding me, man? I'd have it right now if it did. I'm waiting for it.
That kind of sounds like a We Are the World type moment, where you walk in and there's just like a bunch of people.
The song's called La Di Da.
Oh, I know that song.
Yeah.
Now, Joey, do you get a credit on there?
Yes.
So your name is actually on
the problem is you got to have eyes to see, and I have glasses.
It doesn't matter, Matthew. I'm on it.
Let's get the vinyl.
Ringo Starr drums, Mark Hudson bass, guitar.
PB Thal is a legend, and
Walsh,
everyone
Mark
we know
Hudson,
he's
Steve
accomplished.
Lucas,
it was a joke.
I will not have anyone. Jim.
Okay,
I'm going to put you in the trunk of the Mark.
Okay, this is cool. Can I read this? Can you shut the fuck up, Rachel? Okay.
We go.
Background vocals. Now listen to this. Paul McCartney, Steven Tyler, Joe Walsh, Mark Hudson, and it goes and ... Hot in the Village people singers, Ringo Starr, Barbara Bach, Keith Allison. Wow, Keith. It's so small here. Jason Babo, something or other. Blake Brown, Scott Brown, a bunch of Browns. Joey Callio.
Yes.
Did they spell it right?
Yes,
yeah,
they did.
Okay.
There's there's about 20 other people too. Daniel Lanois.
Oh wow.
Niels Lofgren.
Yeah, E Street Band. And he toured with Ringo. I saw him.
Scott Weiland.
Yes. Yep.
Scott Weiland. No longer with us. God bless him.
He would have been like he would have stood out like a sore thumb in that room.
Scott Weiland, because isn't the heroin? Do you think that would have done it, PB Tall?
Yes.
PB Tall, you've been involved in a lot of hard drugs, and yet you keep going.
It was mixed by Jeff Emmerich.
Wow.
Jeff Emmerich, Beatles fame, Abbey Road friends. Holy
congratulations!
Is Marty still with us? I got to get ready to head the hell out.
I didn't know that he knew Picasso.
Well, there's a Picasso.
No, Van Gogh. I'm sorry, Van Gogh.
Yeah, but what else do you know about Ringo's body positioning at the back of the album?
Yeah, he's crossing Abbey Road.
He's Abbey Roading. He's Abbey Roading it. There he is.
Die cut. Yeah, this would be I mean,
maybe have you got an auction later today, son?
I do.
All right. Now, can you show us some of the items that you're going to have? Because I want to do this head out on a high note. I want to thank Joy for being here.
Actually, all the records that I'm selling are not in
okay. It's okay. Can you think of anything off the top of your noodle that you got going up?
Some nice Kinks albums, some Iron Maiden, I don't know, some Blue Cheer, there's just a ton of shit that Fugazi.
How many extra albums do you have in your collection right now that you are really looking to get rid of? Like Marty's got hundreds of them, apparently.
Well, I mean, I could get rid of just about anything in my collection because once I digitize it, I have it, you know. So I'm not I'm not married to the format anymore as long as because
That's
my
interesting.
recording chain is good enough to where it's like, you know what, that extra 3% isn't worth all the space it's taking in my house. So I get 98% of the way there with my
recording. It takes up space, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is really interesting. So because of the whole record thing, now do you have sentimental attachment to probably a couple albums there?
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's probably there's quite a few that you know that are favorites or sentimental favorites. I would always, of course.
Like it would rip your heart out to get rid of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you YouTube only, or do you do whatnot?
I do what I've done a few whatnots. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do the whatnots. You know, so there seems to be. I see people sell like I saw a guy sell some Whitesnake albums for like $55 a piece. I'm like going, how do I get into those? How do I get those people into my auctions? You know, I'm like going
consistency.
Yeah, I know. So I watch Esky's stuff, and I'm like, oh, why are people paying for this? If I was a good-looking girl, I'd be making 3 times as much money as.
Well, I mean, I think you know anybody that's got a YouTube, even Mazzy, for all his massive numbers. Can you imagine if you put Mazzy's brain in the body of a hot 20-year-old?
I don't think my brain is thinking of to put in a hot 20-year-old.
Okay, well, I'm just working on. I'm thinking.
I know that came out wrong, but whatever.
I mean,
it came out right. It came out
my
right.
record. I guarantee you, my records are cleaner than anybody else's records that sells on any platform. Mine go through a rigorous cleaning process.
You build a reputation. You build a reputation.
Okay, hold on. PB Tull even sought the help of a professional chemist.
Organic chemist. Yeah, we worked for about a year on this. Yeah.
Holy smokes, the stuff a guy like that could do with sperm. It boggles the mind. But anyway, vinyl rip tips. Okay, I love the PB Tull. Feel free to use some of my peanut gallery suggestions for your own recognizance, because this is a brilliant idea. You could
maybe if Matt City Vinyl was here, I could get some tips from him because he's the greatest, right?
Okay.
Vinyl rip tips, yes. Clean your records as much as you can before you record them. That's number one. Get the best source possible. Don't just like go and get anything, you know, some piece of crap pressing. Get the best pressing, clean the shit out of it, and you know, also have a very well aligned turntable and use a micro-line stylus whenever possible because they track better than anything. And don't get sucked into the whole Shibata thing.
What I'm kind of interested actually in what your chemistry, the cleaning chemistry, because I'm definitely a cleaning nerd. I'm always trying to.
Okay, listen up, PB Tull. You're on. The spotlight's on. There's a lot of pressure for him here. Go on. Here he comes.
So I have a spig clean that starts first. I fill that with vinegar, distilled vinegar, and then I use 2 drops of what they call Liquinox. It's a cleaner you can get off Amazon. 2 drops of that in there, and then I run it through that. Then I stick it on to my first holder that goes into an ultrasonic cleaner that just has water in it. And then it goes from there, it goes into an ultrasonic cleaner that has Turgitol in it, like 15 drops of Turgitol and about 12 ounces of alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, 70-30, I think it is. 70-30 alcohol. It runs on there. It's a multi-frequency at 80 and 120. Takes that. Then I have a rinse tank that runs at 40 kilohertz. I do that. And then I vacuum it off. I'll do 4 at a time.
What's the size of your tank, though?
Well, my first tank is 27 liters. It's freaking massive.
Oh, that's huge.
So it's got 10 transducers in it, and that's what kind of sandblast the records with that first. But you can skip all that if you only had like I have a Hummingaroo Nova up here, right behind me.
I'm getting one of those. Injector. Santa is giving me one of those for Christmas. So
and this fluid injector is a game changer. It's absolutely amazing. So they just came out with that. So.
All right,
so if you want to use that, you can use just like a drop of Turgitol or Turgiclean in that, and you're good to go.
Have you ever used?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, have you ever used what's like not PhotoFlow?
PhotoFlow Triton X?
No, not that. It's like that. It's
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. So
I have it right over there. I'm not gonna walk over and get it. It starts with an I.
I know.
Ilfitol.
I have used it. I have a bottle of it in my fridge in the thing, but that's That's more of a surfactant with some detergent capabilities.
Yeah.
So like if anything works for you, but this is what me and this other guy came up with. He's also a vinyl ripper, and he's in France, and he's an actual professor.
I love it when you vinyl rippers get together. That is magic.
Oh yeah, you use that brush like this. So I use this if I'm going to do a deep clean. I'll use like this one of those little like shaving brushes.
Brush. Yeah. All right, now you could go through all that trouble. Oh, Joey's going for a poo-poo, I think, or something.
No, he's going to go find his brush.
So he's going to get a brush. Now, this is all great. But speaking of the liquid squirter that BB showed, Mazzy, Joey, you don't want to miss this. Before you show that, Mazzy's here to tell you. Mazzy has not been completely forthcoming with you, Joey. Mazzy also has a cleaning system, and it's called his special sauce. Special sauce.
But Mazzy refuses to clean a new record. It's like he like puts his head in the sand and says, "I will not clean a new record."
If I have issues, I will.
So
yeah, there you go. Yeah, Ilford. That's made in the UK.
Yeah, and then 70. I go 70%.
Yeah, 70-30. That's yeah.
And then so I use who's the guy with the lab coat?
Kermis.
I use the Kermis spray, and I use this brush. Put that on first, and then I use this to kind of like
the goat's hair brush.
Yeah.
Why can't you just the fingerprint question? I just rub the fingerprints off with a soft cloth.
It's not about getting the fingerprints off. It's about getting into
no,
the
but somebody asked
and
someone just asked that.
Some physical
you can wipe those off. They come right off. Fingerprints come right off.
You can ping me, Joey. We can talk about this offline after this is over. If you have any more questions, if you have any questions, let me know, and then I can.
Okay, Mazzy's got an actual cleaning system, but Mazzy, you came in all fired up guns. For years, you refused to touch a record to clean it. You were against it. Now you've got all the guns, but are you actually using it, or is it just gathering?
Yeah, I use it. I use it. Any used record that comes in here, I use. And any new record that I feel like I look at it that is not clean, or I hear something it's not.
Third Man Records is one of the worst,
I know I should,
best and dirt I've ever seen. Third Man Records. Sorry,
Jack, I have
White,
a question for Patrick because I'll be transparent here. I haven't responded to them, but the Humming Guru people inboxed me wanting me to test out that pump thing. It looked like I didn't get like just to pour water in. What's good about that pump?
Liquid squirter, Patrick.
All right, so this is the pump in question right here. It attaches onto the Humming Guru. And usually there was a thing you slide in there, and that would hold the water. You have to take it out and then pour it
so that's
manually.
Instead of that.
And it would spill everywhere, and sometimes it would just dump water. So this holds 650 milliliters, so it has 250 milliliters extra than what you need. So over time, it'll last. I've had this on for a week. And it's great because for 45 you just press the button and it dispenses just the perfect amount.
So it filters the water through each time.
Yep.
Wow.
I like that.
So it's really nice.
Respond to that and try it out.
It's really. There's another guy that's on my live stream, Steve Harmless Rebel. He got one. He's like, we've got to go, man. This thing's great, man. It's way better than I thought it would be. It really makes you clean more records because it's not a pain in the butt to take it out, dump it over, make sure it empties, and then put it back in. So yeah, it's great. Yeah.
I have a 6 liter, the usual thing with the arm and stuff. I just finally hit the wall on that. It's like, you know what? I'm getting a Humming Guru. I can't do it.
It's kind of a no brainer. You just drop it in and just freaking go, and singles, if you want to do a singles day, just move that thing and just stop dropping singles in all day long, man. Just
right.
So
cool.
Okay. Highly recommended. And I bought mine. So yeah.
I bought mine. I got one that was like they said it was dinged up or something, or may have a scratch.
I'm fine with that.
It was perfect. There was nothing wrong with it. It was just somebody opened up like 2 of the things and went, "The hell with this," and sent it back.
Does anybody know who Kill Canada is? Saline.
Who killed Canada?
This was produced by Steve Albini, but yeah, someone sent this to me.
Oh, look at that! Kill Canada.
You see where it says Steve Albini. So I don't know. I haven't listened to it yet. Somebody sent it to me to record. So
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got exclusive footage of Patrick's laboratory here. Let's go big and.
Well, my main system is downstairs.
There we go. Just in those records, put in the special sauce that Masby produced, and you got yourself a clean record. Holy fuck! What the hell is
that? Would work.
It doesn't take fingerprints off that I know of, Herkimer, but I usually clean the records off of fingerprints before I put it on. So I don't really. At the end of the day, I don't have fingerprints on my records.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Okay, I see by the clock on the wall we've reached that 3-hour mark. So let's do this because in an hour's time, I've got to freshen up. I've got to be at my perkiest best. What now? I go now live? I go live now. Rachel, you're late. Okay, I got to go now.
Oh, you're supposed to interview right now?
I got to go at Marty's house. Everybody go to Marty's. I got to go there. I'll talk more at Marty's. Joey, I love you. Patrick, you're a legend. Mazzy, you're like my little cousin I love. Okay, everybody.
That's how she only said love to one person. That's okay.
Well, that's listen, showbiz, okay? I gave you the orgy